And I'm sure everybody in Canada was cringing. And all I could think of was, is Wayne Gretzky a dumb jock who never went past the 8th grade? Or is he just just doesn't give a damn? Or, but if I was going to be in front of over a billion people watching me, I would make damn sure I knew how to pronounce every country. Curacao, and he said Caraco, even had the little cedilles on it. I'm sure he speaks some French as well, so you'd have to see the little word. But anyway, bless his heart. All right, we got Rick's Picks coming up this hour. We also have Carmine Marino from Pro Wagering. Come on back on Byline.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the brake. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Cole's
Soon.
Well, I'd say a couple of years ago, I thought of the type.
Great. Kansas City's at home. The Chiefs won a couple.
800-293-0328. That's 800-293-0328.
Titillating sport.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with
2 minutes, 30 seconds until live coverage on the OHSAA radio network.
Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or kohls.com for details.
This is a true, sad story for ADT, the leader in home security systems. My favorite dog, Oliver, was stolen from our garage recently. If I had a camera system installed in my home from ADT, I would have known exactly what car possibly pulled up in my driveway and stole my little friend. If I had a security system from ADT, my dog would still be here. I called ADT this weekend, and they're coming out in a few days to install a camera and a new security system. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me. Listen, protect everyone you love in your family. Call ADT now. Have them come out and give you a quote to install a full security system in your home. Don't let it be too late for you. Call right now.
Paid for by the Home Security Hotline. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. That's 800-361-3491.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. The draw is complete, and we will get to that in a little bit.
to the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network's production of the OHSAA Football State Championships. And now, live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, it's time for the state championship broadcast on the OHSAA Radio Network.
A team that last week beat one of Ohio's perennial powers to reach tonight's state title game faces another of the state's powerhouse programs in our Division I state championship game here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton. It's 14-0 Olentangy Orange taking on 11-3 Cincinnati St. Xavier here on this chilly Friday evening with the Division I title up for grabs. So good to have you with us here on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network, along with color analyst Matt DeRazio, sideline reporter Chris Solwecki, and our producer Aaron Cassidy. I'm Marty Bannister, and we are so pleased to have you with us here on this Football Friday, the last of 3 games today, but the middle day of the championships here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. And we are looking forward to this one this evening. Olentangy Orange last week knocked off Lakewood St. Edward and beat the Eagles in a way that they haven't been beaten in a long, long time. They shut them out. The first time St. Ed had been shut out since the 2008 season, while Cincinnati St. Xavier a couple of weeks back won a regional final game at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, and last week beat a very talented Middletown team to reach the state championship game. We will break it all down for you here this evening. It's cold. Snow has fallen in the last 3 or 4 days here, but it is a great night for high school football, albeit a little bit chilly, and we're excited to bring this one here for you tonight. When we come back, we will hear from both Matt DeRazio and Chris Solwecki. We'll break down these two teams as we continue along. Great to have you with us here on this Football Friday in the state of Ohio. Let's pause for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, which is brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Yes! Big money bet right there.
Dad, what's a big money bet? Can I do it?
Well, sweetie, betting is risky, so it's only for adults.
But I want to win money too.
I won this time, but I don't always win. That's why it's called gambling. And it's not for kids, okay?
Okay.
Let's just watch the game.
Youth who gamble are 4 times more likely to experience a gambling disorder as an adult. Be aware, check for risks, guide their choices, help prevent youth gambling. Visit ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
At the Ohio High School Athletic Association, our student athletes are going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
responsible,
dependable,
respectful, a good student,
dependable,
a good teammate.
Representing my school.
I'm going pro at being a good student.
Let's go pro at respecting the game.
Respect the game.
Respect the game. Respect the game.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
Check out the OHSAA on social media. Follow at OHSAA Sports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And we welcome you back to historic Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium here in Canton. It's the Division I state championship game. 14-0 Olentangy Orange getting set to take on the 11-3 Cincinnati St. Xavier Bombers in our Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange out of the Columbus area. And if you're not familiar with the greater Columbus area, that is one of the burgeoning school districts in the state of Ohio. There are 4 high schools in that district. Last year, their neighborhood rival, Olentangy Liberty, got here and won the state championship game in impressive fashion, beating Cincinnati Moeller. We welcome in Matt DeRazio. Good to be working with you again, Matt. This is an Olentangy Orange team that runs into this game unbeaten tonight. Some have said They haven't played the schedule that St. X has played this season, but you're 14-0. You take that. 14-0 is 14-0, isn't it?
I would say so. And honestly, to your point, the conference that they're in, the OCC, is one of the toughest conferences around the state. So they're definitely been battle tested. But I think something you touched on in the open is everybody saw that score last week against St. Ed's and were aware right away. I think I was keeping track of it. I was at a game and I saw, okay, oh wait a second, oh my goodness, and that speaks volumes and probably brings a lot of confidence in tonight's game.
And one of the big factors of what Orange has done this season, everybody focuses certainly on the Mr. Football finalist, a quarterback, and Levi Davis, the sensational running of Lucas Fickle at the tailback spot. It's that Orange defense, though, that's one of the big reasons, Matt, why they're here.
Yeah, if you look down the schedule here, we're lots of goose eggs, 7 points here and there, maybe 2 touchdowns, 14, but the most points they've given up is 17, and that was to their, as you mentioned, Liberty in week 2 of the playoffs. So this defense is special.
Drayton Schrader, one of the defensive back spots, is a guy, I mean, these numbers are just off the charts. He has 23 career interceptions. He's a 5'10", 165-pound senior. Of those 23 interceptions, 8 have come this year, 2 last week in the victory over St. Ed. That's a number that just boggles the mind.
It does, and when you say interception, I start to get cold sweats because I probably, if it was me throwing, he'd have probably got 7 or 8 of them. But there's guys like that just have a knack, or they're in the right place, or the ball gets tipped and they're flying to the ball. And he's one of those guys to have that many receptions in his career is fantastic.
He'll be on the sidelines for us this evening throughout the chilly conditions. He's been doing a yeoman's effort on the sidelines over the last couple of days. We check in with Chris Solwecki. And Chris, the Orange team reaches this game. That win last week, you have to think from a confidence standpoint, if they were lacking, which they certainly aren't, but really did wonders for them.
Absolutely right, Marty. I mean, that's the kind of win that gives you a springboard, and with only 1 game left, it's a great time to have a springboard on your side. We'll say this, just to put a finer point on what Matt talked about earlier. This team has given up 7 or fewer points in half of their games, in 7 of their games. And as you mentioned, only 1 time have they given up 17. Everything else has been 14 or less. So this team is stingy on defense, and that's something that doesn't get talked about often enough because of the prolific offense. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the Bombers deal with both sides of the football when Olentangy Liberty's out there, or Olentangy Orange is out there.
And this Orange team, again, we talk a lot about the defense, and it's a defense that will have its hands full tonight. The head coach of the Pioneers is Wes Schrader, and he's very impressed with this Bombers team he's going up against tonight.
You know, we know the quarterback's a Columbus kid. You know, I coached some of the coaches in the past. You know, he's a Bexley and came in this year for him. He's a really good player. You know, he's a more than capable runner. Really well. You know, he's a dude. Obviously, has a good running back. He's solid on the offensive line. They got some guys up there. And they got nice receivers too. I mean, they got 12, 19. I mean, they got guys. You know, like I tell everybody, when you get to this stage, teams don't have weaknesses. You know, you're playing in a very proud football state at the highest level in the state championship. You're not gonna, you know, they're gonna have guys at those spots.
Olentangy Orange defense, oh, by the way, has forced 36 opponents' turnovers coming into this Division I matchup. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Bombers from Cincinnati St. Xavier. But first, we'll pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome to the home of Gridiron Legends, the newly renovated Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Walk among the immortals of football inside the Hall of Fame gallery. Here you can stand face to face with the men who built America's game, relive the greatest moments of Super Bowl history in the Lamar Hunt Super Bowl gallery, and stand before the Vince Lombardi Trophy, while the NFL Today gallery is home to the NFL's most recent record-breaking moments. Plan your visit to the Pro Football Hall of Fame today at ProFootballHOF.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a
You
left.
are not going to
Then
believe
what you're
this.
going to do is turn
Marcy
onto
and
Marcy
Brad just
Avenue
broke up,
and go
and
past the
apparently
first 3
she's
lights,
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
Then
think
drive
she's
5 more
happy,
blocks,
but
and you should be
who am
there.
I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
that's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's the Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange at 14-0, getting set to face 11-2 Cincinnati St. Xavier. The Bombers out of the Greater Catholic League South Division. They were the number 3 seed in Region 4 of Division I. The Bombers roll into this after beating Middletown last week in the state semifinals to reach this championship game. And when you face a team like this, Matt D'Orazio, you're facing certainly, yes, what's on the field, but you're facing what comes with them, too. They're certainly one of Ohio's marquee names.
Yeah, I think you just see the colors, you see the name, all that, and the 4 state championships and the 3 runners-up, and of course there's some tradition there, and that can be blinding, and it can get you off, lose focus. And so that is an advantage that St. X has tonight. And guys that have been here, Coach Beck has done this many, many times, and so you wonder how that's going to play into the ballgame.
On the sidelines for us is Chris Solwecki, and one of the interesting aspects of tonight's game will be the starting quarterback, Chris, for St. X, and that's a guy, he is the son of a guy we all know so very well. Our broadcast partner, Greg Fry, Jackson Fry, has had a tremendous senior year at St. X.
He really has, and he's a guy who's been able to manage the game on a regular basis. He also knows what it takes to make adjustments. The St. Xavier team lost 2 games during the regular season. They avenged both of those losses in the playoffs. So he has been a guy that they've been able to rely on all season long.
St. X coming in off that 21-6 win over Middletown. Head coach Steve Speck said that this is a team that, as the season has gone on, yes, they're in this championship game with a mark of 11-2, but they've gotten better each and every week.
We entered the season, we brought back a lot of key guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I made a decision early in the summer to take really our three biggest contributors on the offensive side of the ball, Daniel Vollmer, Jake Britt, and Alex Walker, and put them on the defensive side of the ball. And we were going to try to develop the offense as the year went on. And our defense has played really well. We've got a lot of talented kids, a lot of talented seniors, good sprinkling of underclassmen that are learning from them. And then about midway through the season, I made the decision to move Daniel Vollmer back to the offensive side of the ball at running back, and that gave our run game a kickstart. And Jackson Fry has really evolved in the offense. He had to learn an entirely new system.
Head coach Steve Speck of St. X, he talked a lot about Daniel Vollmer. However, Vollmer will not play in the game tonight. He was injured in last week's first quarter, aggravating a prior injury, and that's a substantial loss for St. X, really on both sides of the football, as he was doing a good job defensively and running the ball as well. It's the Division I state championship game. We're getting closer to kickoff tonight. Cincinnati St. Xavier and Olentangy Orange. Let's pause for these messages from the OHSAA. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, which is brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Here's to the ones who put in the work, the no days off, rise and grind warriors who live by the oath of my body is my temple. And when their temple needs to rebuild after a long workout, athletes of all types choose low-fat chocolate milk. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. Chocolate milk turns Motivation Monday into Flex Friday. Crush your goals with the help of a real recovery drink. Try it for yourself. Built with chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Hey, Ohio! Not every injury happens on the field. Car wrecks, hospital mistakes, slip and falls. When you're hurt, you need more than a quick sub off the bench. You need America's largest injury law firm. There's a reason Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 lawyers and 100 offices nationwide. A reason we've recovered more than $30 billion for people just like you. And a reason we never charge a dime unless we win. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of Ohio High School Athletics. Injured? Just dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The following is a broadcast presentation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Olentangy Orange is 14-0. Cincinnati St. Xavier is 11-2. Welcome back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Both these teams reached this title game powered by very good quarterbacks. Jackson Fry at Cincinnati St. Xavier and a finalist for Ohio's Mr. Football Award at Orange and Levi Davis. That'll be a fun part of this game tonight, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, 2 senior quarterbacks that are 2 of the best in the state with crazy stats. I mean, very similar, really. I know Davis has a little bit more on the ground as far as running the ball and then a few more touchdowns, but combined touchdowns, Levi Davis is at 33 and Jackson Fry is at 27. So it's very similar, and both of them, regardless of one using the legs and one not, they both drive the offense.
Olentangy Orange as a team totals 375 yards a game. St. Xavier gives up 245 on the ground. On the flip side, St. X churns out 280 yards per game of total offense, while the Olentangy Orange defense, a very stingy group, gives up just 204 yards per game. St. X outscored their opponents 24-12 this year on a per-game basis. Orange beat its opponents by an average of 36-9. We are closing in on kick at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. It's the Division I state championship game. More coming up, but first we'll pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
The game is over, but this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Ohio is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Olentangy Orange Pioneers in their visiting white uniforms are about to take the field. And down to our left, St. X about to come out of their locker room here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Welcome back here for the Division I State Championship game, along with Matt Durazio, Chris Solwecki on the sidelines. Eric Cassidy is our producer. I'm Marty Bannister. Speaking of Chris Solwecki, before we get to tonight's kick, the weather has certainly been a big factor throughout the first couple of days of these state championships. And our boy Chris has been right out in the middle of it, haven't you?
Yes, sir. And it's been amazingly clear. No precipitation either day, and really not a lot of wind either. But it has been very cold. Right now, it's clocking in at 24 degrees. It says it feels like it's about 19 degrees. That's going to make it difficult to hang on to the football. It's going to feel like you're kicking a stone. All of those things are reality. Neither of these teams are going to be affected by it, you wouldn't think. And they're out here ready to go and take on whatever the elements might throw at them.
And Matt Durazio, being a former quarterback, let's get your insight into this. Conditions like this, what's it do to an offense? What's it do to a quarterback just simply trying to hang on to the football?
I think typically thinking it should be a problem. And then last night's game, Avon versus Anderson, lots of throwing, high completion percentage, 4 touchdowns through the air for Avon, 2 for Anderson. Completion percentage broken, no fumbles. I would think it would have been a problem. They adjusted. It may be the same for these two teams tonight.
Is it one of those things where you can make too much of it?
I think so, and I think there's heaters, there's hand warmers, there's all these things that these players have to kind of stay warm as they need to be, and it was a difference last night.
A reminder that all of our OHSAA Radio Network broadcasts are available on your computer, tablet, or mobile device, and you can access it by logging on to the OHSAA Radio Network page at OHSAA.org. Some of our great affiliates across the great state of Ohio include in Akron, WHLO AM 640, in Cambridge, WILE 97.7, in Cleveland, WINT 101.5 and 1330 AM, and in Defiance. Our friends there checking us out on WONW AM 1280. We're glad to have all of you with us here this evening for the Division I title game. The last of 3 today. Already Cleveland Glenville and Columbus Bishop Watterson have captured state championships on the heels of Avon winning the Division II title game last night. We are moments away from kick, but first we will listen in with the utmost pride for the playing of our national anthem.
As we honor America and those who have served or are serving our country to support our freedoms at home and abroad, with the playing of our national anthem being performed by the St. Xavier Marching Band under the direction of Jody Bess.
The playing of our national anthem means that high school football is moments away here on the OHSAA Radio Network, and we are so glad to have you with us here tonight. Olentangy Orange won the toss and elected to defer and take the football to start the second half, so the St. X offense will come onto the field to get this game started. Olentangy Orange will defend the south goal to our right, and St. X with the football will move from our left to right. Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium bracketed by I-77, which runs north and south over behind the visiting grandstands on the east side, and they have done a wonderful job with this complex over the years. In fact, there's a Ferris wheel that's not operational right now, but I'm sure they'll be using it once the weather warms up. Durazio tried to get on it before the game started tonight, but they wouldn't let you on.
Wasn't tall enough.
Yeah. You hate it when that happens. So, but it is a wonderful area and a great location for high school football here in Ohio. Field turf surface here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And these two teams getting ready to meet for the first time in their program's respective histories. St. Xavier, again, out of Hamilton County in the Cincinnati area. They are members of the Greater Catholic League in the Southern Division. They are 11-2. Steve Speck is the head coach. He comes into tonight's game. He's a St. X grad in his 21st season as the head coach of the Bombers, a graduate of Earlham College over in Richmond, Indiana. He is 3 wins away from 200 in his coaching career. And Wes Schrader is in his second year as the head coach at Orange. He is a graduate of Findlay. 22-3 is his record at Orange. And 75-18 overall. The Pioneers made a deep run into the tournament last year and just missed getting here, joining their district rival Olentangy Liberty, which did get here and win the state championship. We are moments away from kick tonight. Olentangy Orange, again, the visiting team. They are wearing the white jerseys with orange and blue trim lettering and numerals. St. Xavier in the home dark blue jerseys with white trim lettering and numerals. Getting set to kick the football away for Orange will be Tyler Gibson. The ball is spotted at the far side hash at the 40. And back deep for St. X. Flanked to the near side is Jake Britt. And to the far side for the Bombers, back deep, is Alex McClatchy, a wide receiver. Again, no Daniel Vollmer tonight. That's a big part of their game plan offensively that they will not have tonight for quarterback Jackson Fry to deal with. And Fry, he's a good one. 6'3", 205-pound senior. Has thrown 25 touchdown passes this year and 7 interceptions. I mentioned that turnover number a moment ago, Matt. 36 opponent turnovers forced by Orange this season, and that's a big reason why their defense can do the things that it does this year.
Yeah, and so if you're Jackson Fry, you got to take care of the football. And that also comes with play calling and being not necessarily conservative, but understanding how to attack the defense properly.
Gibson walks towards the football. High but very short kick, end over end fielded by one of the upbacks under a fair catch at the 26-yard line for St. Xavier. Coming up to field that kick was Andrew Newdigate, wide receiver. And the Bombers will put their offense onto the field. Again, led by quarterback Jackson Fry. 166 out of 267 throwing the ball this year, 2,402 yards. 24 touchdown passes. He's been picked off 7 times and can't run the football. He has carried it for 296 yards this season. He is the son of Greg Fry, former Ohio State quarterback, and a guy you hear on our broadcasts every year in our football coverage and as well on Spectrum Television also. Ball will be spotted at the near side hash. They will say that Newdigate went down at the 27, and that's where we'll start tonight's game. St. Xavier with the football, moving from our left to right. Ball at the near side hash. Fry will work over center, puts a man in motion, takes a snap, turns, play fake, and he'll roll to the far side. The right-handed quarterback still looking. No one to throw the football to. He'll tuck it and run. He's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 25-yard line. Great pressure that time. Brennan Kessler, a linebacker, 6'2", 250-pound junior, got to him right away, and that was a coverage sack right there, Matt.
Yeah, well, I like that they move the pocket because of this defense and the pressure that they provide, but just as you mentioned, coverage sack, nowhere to throw it. Fry tries to find some space, but the way this defense is, you're going to have to make quick decisions. Otherwise, they're going to be all over you right away.
Play loss 2 back to the 25. Grant Hester, Carter Lessig, William Sweeney, Will Tiefenbach, and Andrew Cramerding. That's the offensive line. Aiden Newdigate is the tight end. They'll put 3 wides to the near side for Fry. The ball's over at the far side hash now. At the 25, we're just underway. Fry back to throw, goes to the far side of the field, has a receiver. That's Logan Von Hall making the catch. And he steps out of bounds in front of the orange bench across the 30-yard line. It is shy of a first down. He got to the 33 to pick up of 8, not to bring up a third down call.
Marty, I like it. Trips to the right. You got single receiver to your left with a little bit of space and one-on-one coverage. Just take a quick out. It's a nice, easy throw. Put yourself in third and medium here, and an opportunity to convert.
Third down and 4. Ball at the 33, their own 33. The Orange defense allows opponents 104 yards through the air and 100 yards on the ground. Again, 3 wides to the near side, 2 are flanked to the far side with an empty backfield out of the shotgun. Is the quarterback Fry, who goes back to throw from the far side hash, delivers to the near side. The pass is intercepted. It's low and fielded on a pick. Going low was Zane Konzak, a 5'10", 170-pound senior who dove and scooped up that low throw and goes down. The 37th turnover that Orange has forced this season, and just like that, the Pioneers get the football in plus territory.
I got to tell you, there was nothing fancy about the route. It's just a curl-flat combination. As you mentioned, though, Konzak never even got into his back pedal. He just sat, waited on the curl. To me, sometimes that goes with film study. I know what's coming to me. I don't need to react. Here it is. It wasn't a bad throw. It wasn't a bad decision. It's a great defensive play.
So Orange will put their offense onto the field at the St. X 44-yard line. We're a minute into the game and a turnover right away. 2 wides to the near side for Levi Davis, the senior quarterback. Hands off to Lucas Fickle, who starts to the right side, and a short gain. Fickle got to the 42. Reese Richardson, Anthony Barbarola, Remley Bowen, Jake Hendon, and Cameron Samu are the offensive linemen for the Orange Pioneers. Trayton Schrader, Jake Luling, MC Walker, and Zane Konzak will be in and out of the wide receiver spots. Levi Davis has had a tremendous season. The senior quarterback has thrown for 2,093 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but has also run for 1,018 yards this season. 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain. Fickle off to the right of the quarterback, who dances back into the pocket to throw. The righty comes to the near side, and the pass is low and incomplete. Trying to get the ball into the hands of MC Walker at the 35-yard line. The incompletion will bring up a quick 3rd down and 8.
One thing you'll notice right away, Marty, is there's players everywhere. I mean, this is like top-notch coverage, technique, athletes. There's tight windows. Guys that look like they may not be open, you're going to have to make throws and throw them open if you're either quarterback.
Luke Reidelbach is into the game now at a wide receiver spot. He's a 6'1", 213-pound senior. Caught a touchdown pass last week in the win over Pickering and Central to get to this championship game. 2 weeks back, and they got into the regional final. Here's Davis keeping the football himself to the 35-yard line. Has a gap, 30 near side, 25 to the 20, and is shoved out of bounds from behind, but it's a 1st down gain for Olentangy Orange. Levi Davis, there you see the danger. That was a design play right there. He just followed a couple of people through that left side and rumbles inside the St. X 20 to the 17. It's a 1st down to pick up a 25.
Looks like they're in a hurry up here after a little QB draw.
On 3rd down and 8, they convert. Handoff goes to Fickle to the right side. Stutter steps is grabbed and dropped around the waist. Aiden Reeder, weak side linebacker, 6'3", 215-pound senior who's a Michigan commit, comes up to make the stop. Play, no gain at the 17. Well, you saw Davis right there, very fleet of foot. He's a track and field star, was a standout on the Orange basketball team. Fickle stands behind him. Fickle has run for 1,947 yards this season. And no, before you ask, he is no relation to Wisconsin head coach and former Ohio State standout Luke Fickle. Get that out of the way now, because that's been the question that's been asked a lot this week.
That was directed towards me, I understand.
Handoff goes to Lucas Fickle, and he goes to the right side, inside the 15-yard line, to the 13, perhaps to the 12. We'll see will mark his forward progress. It will be to the 12, so it's a gain of 5. And quickly, another 3rd down coming up for Orange.
And this is the drive. I mean, sometimes when you defer, you kick it away, you hope you can get a stop, you can get the ball and put a drive together. That's like the perfect combination. And right now for Orange, it's dialing up perfectly.
Pioneers moving from our right to left on this very chilly Friday evening here for this Division I championship game. Again, they'll go out of the pistol formation. Davis with Fickle standing behind him by a couple of yards. Davis checking the sideline. Has the play. It's 3rd down and 5. The ball's at the St. X 12. Davis with the football. Tries to turn the edge and will not get the 1st down. He got inside the 10 to perhaps the 9-yard line. Nice job of stringing that play out by that St. X defense. Over there for the Bombers that time, Jacoby Clapper, the 6'2 senior who's a Notre Dame commit, did a nice job of stringing that play out. It's shy of the 1st down by a couple of yards.
And Marty, I'm at the point where at any level of football, I don't know when you don't go for it on 4th down. I don't even where you're on. You could be on your own 1-yard line somehow, and it just doesn't. I don't know anymore. You think he'd want some points right now after this drive, but they're thinking about it, and they have not made a decision just quite yet.
Trying to capitalize on the Fry interception. The ball's at the St. X 9. It's 4th down and 2 at the far side hash. Fickle comes up to the right of Davis, who keeps the football rolling to the right side now. Went to just almost touch past the ball ahead, trying to get it into the hands of Trayton Schrader, and the pass was deflected and knocked out of bounds by Jackson Hendon, one of the strong safeties, who came racing up. Davis was rolling out, just tried to lob it over top of the head of Hendon, who went up and almost volleyball spiked it out of the way.
Unbelievable by Hendon. It was a design run with a pass option, as you mentioned, almost like it was the play out of their state championship basketball run. Like, hey, that worked for this game. Let's try it on the turf, and that time it didn't.
7:45 to go in a scoreless 1st quarter, and we have an official's timeout. Olentangy Orange unable to capitalize on the St. Xavier turnover. Bombers will have the ball when we come back. Scoreless football, 7:45 to go quarter number 1. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, which is brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Welcome to today's game. This is Paul Keels, and you know how much I love broadcasting the Buckeyes, but I also love high school sports. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to set a good example and make this a fun and safe experience for the kids involved. I know this game means so much to the players, coaches, and fans, but high school sports are about much more than the wins and losses. They teach life lessons that will be with the players long after their playing days are over. Good luck to both teams, and remember to respect the game.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Why do they officiate? For some, it's a way of staying involved in a sport they grew up with. For others, it's a way to pay it forward by helping kids who play today and tomorrow. It's also a great way to stay active, make extra money, and work with friends. And all of them will say it boils down to one thing: the love of the game. Find your reasons and log on to OHSAA.org to find out how to become an official. You'll be glad you did. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
This is former Buckeye Tyvus Powell. You're listening to the State Football Championships on the OHSAA Radio Network.
Scoreless football, 7:45 to go, quarter number one here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Cincinnati St. Xavier will have the football. First down and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Orange unable to convert. They went forward on 4th and 2. Pass deflected away. Boy, state championship game, Matt. We were talking during the break sometimes. Boy, you hate to see an opportunity to put points on the board go away.
I'm just confused as a football fan of when and when not to go for it. But they're going to be aggressive. They want to win this game, and credit to X for getting the stop inside the 10-yard line.
Jake Britt will line up in the backfield at the running back spot for the Bombers. Again, Daniel Vollmer not playing in this game, out with a leg injury. 6'3", 230-pound senior. Their second leading rusher, or their leading rusher, I should say, at 386 yards on the season. Jake Britt, who at times will line up in the Wildcat, did that last week and scored a touchdown. Has rushed for 71 yards this season. Spencer Stegbauer also will see some carries. Stegbauer has totaled the football for 239 yards. 7:45 to go, quarter number one. And again, the game scoreless. St. X with the football. Wide split between the center and the right guard as the ball's at the left side of the field hash mark. Out of the shotgun formation, Fry takes the snap and hands off to Britt. He is wrapped up after a very short gain. Got out across the 10-yard line to about the 12. Good penetration that time by the Olentangy Orange defense, getting up there very quickly. Jackson Miller, one of the linebackers. They go out of the three-man down look. Xavier Baker, Jacob Fugate, Jaden Workman across the front. The linebackers, Jackson Miller, Cameron Robinson, Aiden Scott, Kingston Johnson, Brennan Kessler, Trenton Schrader, Kobe Luling, Zane Konzak, and again, Jackson Miller, all in and out at those DB spots. Second down and 7 to play game 3 after the 12. Two wides to the near side. They have a slot. Handoff again goes to Britt, but before the play can get underway, we have whistles, stopping play.
False start on the offense, number 28. 5-yard penalty. Still second out.
That's our referee, Mark Pyerkowski. Reyes Ramirez, Tom Dart, Jeffrey Clear, Brady Mulholland, and James Eberly round out our officiating crew tonight. So that'll push the Bombers back 5 and make it a second down and 12. Call the ball back at their 7th. St. X made its way through a treacherous regular season schedule. Fry dances back to throw and deliver from the end zone far side. Britt makes the catch and is flipped down as he tried to turn upfield at about the 10-yard line. Again, Orange doing a nice job, Matt, of stringing that play out, not letting Britt get upfield.
Well, it's a screen play, and it's a nice play to come back to after a quarterback throws an interception. Sometimes you get a little worried about throwing the football down the field. Fry's got to wipe that thing away. No points were given up, so you come back to a screen pass. But I'm noticing that this Orange team's got a little team speed, and they're good at tackling. I guess that's why they've been been so excited about this defense all year.
Number 5 gained 4 on that play and was tackled by number 4. Aiden Scott made the stop. The ball's up to the 11, where it's 3rd down and 8 now for St. Xavier. Get out of the shotgun. Fry from the far side hash is back to throw. The right-hand steps up into the pocket, airs it out to the near side, and the pass is over the head of Cam Taylor, who was alongside the dangerous Trayton Schrader back there defensively. The ball sails into the St. Xavier bench out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 4th down, and we're going to see the Bombers punt the football. Again, Daniel Vollmer did all their punting this season, averaging 36 yards a kick, but again, he is not going tonight, so we'll see who they will send out to do the punt chores. It will be Braden Riley to come on and kick, and he is standing in the end zone about 3 yards deep, standing on the S in Hall of Fame Stadium. 4th down and 8, 5:56 to go here in this first quarter, which is scoreless. Good snap, running kick, very high, end-over-end kick that will take a St. X bounce at the 15, bounce right into the hands of Schrader at the 48-yard line, sprinting to the far side, 50, 45, and shoved out of bounds in front of his bench far side. That was a dangerous play right there. Schrader was kind of left in no man's land when that ball took that big hop. I think, Matt, he was trying to get out of the way of it, and it came right to him.
And dangerous because, as you mentioned, could turn the football over, but I felt like he almost had to make a play on it. If he doesn't, that thing rolls maybe another 20 yards. So I think a guy who's got about 900 interceptions and he's got great ball skills had a lot of confidence there to say, hey, even though there's a defender a half a foot away from me, I'm going to snag this and get outside.
Ball's at the 43-yard line, so for the second consecutive possession, Orange will start in plus territory at the Bombers' 43-yard line, moving from our right to left. 11th all-time appearance in the postseason for Olentangy Orange. They are 7-10 all-time. Handoff goes to Fickle to the left side, gallops through a hole at the 40 to the 35-yard line, and is brought down a couple of yards shy of a first down, a gain of 8. As able to track him down was Jacoby Clapper. Jackson Hendon came up as well, too, to help out from that strong safety spot. It's a couple of yards shy, gain of 8.
And you can see why Fickle's been so successful this season. Takes the handoff. There's a little bit of patience, but the burst and speed, I mean, we're talking about shoestring tackle right there. Otherwise, he's hitting his head over there on one of the pads in the snow over there in the end zone.
Fickle on the season, 30 touchdowns. Ran for 106 yards against St. Ed last week. The St. X defense, oh, by the way, has only allowed 2 running backs to run for over 100 yards this season. Here's Fickle on the carry, gets into the middle of the field to the 30-yard line. It is good enough for an Olentangy Orange first down. They'll move the chains. At the 5-minute mark, it's a gain of 5 to the 30.
Marty, coming into this game, I was thinking, St. X is a team that's been here before. They play tough schedule, tough conference. They understand it. The one thing that Orange doesn't have is the experience. And how would that handle? Would it be something that would kind of have them tripping over themselves early? It's just almost the opposite right now, where Orange seems to be in control. They've got field position and moving the ball on offense.
Out of the pistol formation, now Fickle comes up to the right of Levi Davis. One hand clap. Davis takes the snap and hands off to Fickle, who slowly works his way to the right side. Chris Solwicki's patrolling the sidelines for us tonight. Chris, I know it's still early on in this game, but what's the sense you get down there on the St. X side of the field?
Business-like. It's been very business. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just roll through this thing, and not a lot of emotion, at least not being shown outwardly, but just a real yeoman-like efforts by this St. X team on both sides of the ball.
And Chris, I asked that because, again, this is a team that has been through everything this year, and the schedule they play to have to deal with what they've dealt with here early on in this game might really hassle some other teams, but not this squad. Here's Davis taking the snap, and he's on the roll far side. 25 far side, sideline 20. Steps out of bounds inside the 20 for another Orange first down as he carries to the 17-yard line. He picks up 10 on the Pioneers first down.
Yeah, and Aiden Reeder was running down Davis, full speed. One of the best linebackers in the state. Looked like he was going to track him down. Davis hits another gear, almost feels him on his back, just glides away from him for extra yards.
Davis now 3 carries, 38 yards. Fickle half dozen carries for 23 yards. Orange on the move again. They came up empty in their first possession. Handoff goes Fickles, trying to string it to the near side and gets to the 15-yard line inside to the 14. It's a pickup of 3 for Lucas Fickle. He and Levi Davis are best friends. Head coach Wes Schrader said earlier in the week he is stunned that Fickle does not have any real firm offers to go to college. He's heard from Yale. He's heard from a couple of Mid-American Conference schools. And head coach Wes Schrader, and you would imagine that a coach is going to stump for a kid like that, but he goes, hey, whoever gets this kid's getting a steal.
I can tell. We're talking about a big kid here, 6 foot, 210 pounds and can glide around the football field.
Gain of 3, second down and 7. Davis back to throw, sidesteps the defender, will drop the ball to the near side and threw it behind Fickle at the 19 and incomplete. There was big pressure coming in that time for St. Xavier. Chad Perkins, the free safety, came blasting through the middle that time and almost got to Levi Davis.
Yeah, but he's cool in the pocket. Subtle movements make a guy miss, although he did kind of rush that throw as he was trying to get it to Fickle on just a little dump off. And, you know, the pressure is going to be key. You can get Levi Davis off his spot a little bit, you're going to have a good chance.
Third down and 7 for Orange as we play at the 3:04 mark of a scoreless first quarter. Pioneers so far are 1 for 2 on third downs in this game. They'll put 2 wides to the far side and Fickle up to the right of Davis. Play fake, and Davis goes straight back to throw. Will dump the ball to the far side. This is the tight end Reidelbach making the catch, and he is shoved out of bounds shy of the marker at the 8 to the far side where he made the catch. They had pursuit over there. Connor Bereswill, 6'3" senior middle linebacker, got there and prevented Reidelbach from getting to the marker. So again, another fourth down inside the 10-yard line upcoming for Olentangy Orange.
Well, don't ask me what to do. I'm just going to talk about the throw there and the tackle. Looked like it was going to be a guaranteed first down, but the hit was such that it held up Reidelbach.
It'll be a 4th and 1. The ball's at the St. X 8. Fickle standing right behind Davis. Now comes up to his left at the slot. They hand off to Fickle, and I think he got it this time. He lowers his shoulder and plows to the 6. It is an Orange first down to pick up with a couple.
Well, they didn't try the picket fence there. They went right at him and got it.
Ran right behind Reese Richardson, a 5'11", 260-pound tackle. Did a nice job of clearing some space up front. 5'11", 260, 6'8", 245, 6'3", 245, 6'1", 270, 6'4", 288. The heights and weights of those Olentangy Orange O-linemen. First and goal, the ball's at the St. X 5. Davis with the football through a hole, is flipped airborne as he dove inside. Going low for the Bombers was Chad Perkins to flip Davis airborne. He got to the Bombers 3, a pickup of 3. Now bring up a second down and goal at the 3.
Marty, I'm not sure if there was some miscommunication there, and it's one of those where you tell the quarterback, hey, if you make a mistake or there's something where there's a quarterback-running back exchange, just follow the running back or go where the play's intended to go. And Davis, being the senior leader that he is, Mr. Football Ohio finalist, all those types of things, he does the right thing and picks up a couple yards.
Second and goal at the 3 with 75 seconds to go in the first quarter. Handoff goes to Fickle into the middle and is brought down near the 2. Bombers had that gap plug. Jacoby Clapper was there right away to greet Fickle. Ball ahead to the 1, so it'll be a third and goal. The ball at the 1 with a minute to go in the first quarter. Second drive of the game for the Pioneers. They got their first attempt at points after an interception and weren't able to convert. They converted on a 4th down and 1 call just a couple of moments ago and are trying to get the first points of the night. Ball is officially spotted at the 2, so it'll be third and goal at the 2. They moved it back a half yard. Fickle up to the right of Davis. Hands off to Fickle, and he's not going to get in. He is stood up and shoved back. Initial penetration. There was Clapper again to wrap up Fickle and wait for help to arrive. He's had a big game early on, Matt.
Yeah, and I know this will be the last time I'll say, but I'll make it clear. You're probably wondering what are they going to decide to do here. Once again, you would think 3 points, after just even to get out of the quarter would be nice, but they're going to think about this, and it looks like it's going to be the end of the first quarter, so they got some time. 7 seconds left in the quarter, and Orange will not snap. And when we start quarter number 2, the Pioneers will have a 4th and goal at the St. X 2 when we come back. Scoreless football. Quarter number 1 of the Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange and Cincinnati St. Xavier. Let's pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You remember that ball game we went to a couple years ago?
Sure.
And how you didn't have enough cash for 2 hot dogs, so you walked with me on your shoulders until we found an ATM? And then when we got back to our seats, we never saw the hot dog guy again.
Well, I don't remember all that.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
You never know which moments will be the ones they'll remember forever, so take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Eddie George. Football has played a big part in my life, but football is about much more than big plays, wins, and losses and championships. Football teaches young people about dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and overcoming adversity. Not every team can be a state champion, but every team and every player can give a state championship effort. So let's respect the game and get out and support your local school. You'll be amazed of all the good things you'll see happening at Ohio schools.
Before we start quarter number 2, let's pause 10 seconds and let stations identify themselves on the OHSAA Radio Network.
This is the radio home of the best high school sports in Youngstown. We are Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station.
We start quarter number 2, along with Matt DeRazio, Chris Solwecki, Aaron Cassidy. I'm Marty Bannister. Olentangy Orange facing a 4th and goal as the teams switch sides. The Pioneers now moving from our left to right. They have the ball at the St. X 2-yard line. Their 4th down and short call of this first half of this football game. Fickle stands behind Levi Davis, a finalist for Mr. Football. Now we're going to have a timeout.
Coach Speck running on the field. He must have saw something he didn't like. I mean, this is a huge down. Once again, inside the 10-yard line, this time inside the 5. Coach Schrader deciding to go for it. I mean, this is a big deal here.
Tyler Gibson is the Orange place kicker. He's 6 of 11 this year. His long is 43 on field goals. This would be a chip shot. There is hardly any breeze at all. Chris Solwecki's down on the sidelines for us. The conditions, I mean, kicking a football shouldn't be an issue other than it probably feels like a brick coming off your foot tonight.
I did see a few times over the course of the day somebody slipping on this turf, so it might just be the wrong shoes in the wrong environment. But yeah, I would think that for the most part, getting footing and kicking the ball shouldn't be any trouble. It will be hard, but there's no wind at all. The flags are completely limp, so from that perspective, couldn't be better for a kicker.
Chris, got a question for you. Yesterday you were spotting lots of fans with no shirts on. Is that taking place tonight as well?
So far, everybody has had a lot of sense, and nobody has taken off their shirts or any other garments because it's nuts. There's no reason to do it.
And that was one of the refrains I heard from the crowd earlier, begging Chris not to take his shirt off. So, ball spotted at the 2. Again, Orange with the timeout, and St. Xavier before we start quarter number 2. Levi Davis, the quarterback for Olentangy Orange, is signed, sealed, and delivered to Ohio University in Athens. He was a finalist for Ohio's Mr. Football Award. He was a standout on the Olentangy Orange State Basketball Championship team, a standout track and field athlete. And I can tell you with firsthand knowledge, our friends in Athens are very, very happy he's going to be a Bobcat. They come to the line of scrimmage now, right from the huddle to the line of scrimmage on 4th and goal. The ball at the St. X 2. Snap goes to Davis, sprints to the near side, trying to get to the edge, angles towards the end zone, and gets in. Touchdown. Levi Davis took that direct snap, sprinted to the near side of the field, and ran right for the pylon and steps into the end zone from 2 yards out for the Knights' first score. Olentangy Orange takes a 6-0 lead.
And I like the call to use Levi Davis's speed. I thought they were going to try to do the overpower, everybody pack it in, and I don't know if that works all the time, but the design was pack everybody in and let the speed from the quarterback get you 6 points.
They had lined up Tyler Stewart in the backfield as a slot back, and he was one of the extra blockers to lead the way. Tyler Gibson tried the extra point, and 6 seconds into quarter number 2, we have our first 6 points of the night. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick by Gibson is good. 11:54 to go, quarter number 2. And the first points of the night belongs to Olentangy Orange in this Division I state championship game. really wasn't a fancy play, but it was just an athletic play by Levi Davis, Matt.
Yeah, it was. The concept is get everybody close to each other, and then we're going to run around you. And I got to say, too, you mentioned all this about Levi Davis. They had the ball for 9 minutes in that first quarter. And this is a St. X defense. These might be the two best defenses in Division I here in the football game tonight, which is no surprise. But that's a long time to be on a football field, in the first quarter.
The scoring drive for Orange, 12 plays, 43 yards. Again, it came after that punt return by Schrader. They ate up almost 6 minutes of clock, stretching from the first quarter early into quarter number 2. And they again lead by the score of 7-0. Back deep to receive the kick of Gibson. Jake Britt to the near side. And to the far side for St. Xavier, Alex McClatchy. Gibson jogs towards football, swings the right leg, kicks a very high end-over-end short kick where it will be fielded backpedaling at the 20 by one of the St. X return men. Back there was Brody Giles, a backup defensive back who fielded that on the high, very end-over-end short kick, and the short return to the 27-yard line, directly below our broadcast location here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. And that's where the Bombers will get their offense onto the field and try and get something sustained going offensively.
And they're going to have to. And they've tried a little bit of everything so far with not much success. As we know, this Orange defense can take the football away. They're stingy as it comes to yards and points. But right now, Jackson Fry's got to find a way to get at least just a first down here.
Bombers had all of 13 yards of offense in quarter number 1. They're at the far side hash, led to the line of scrimmage by the center, William Sweeney, a 6'1", 280-pound senior. Jet sweep motion, ball into the hands of Britt, tries to get through the hole at the near side 30, and falls out to the 31-yard line. He picks up 4. Britt, a 6', 186-pound senior.
And I like the creative ways. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get this defense that's fundamentally sound over pursue and use the speed against them, those types of things, misdirection.
And without Daniel Vollmer, you have to go into that bag, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
2 wides to the far side for St. X, and quarterback Jackson Fry. Played at Bexley last year in the Columbus area, and then transferred down I-71 to St. Xavier. Back to throw is Fry, rolling to the far side, dumps the ball ahead now. Pass is caught by Aiden Newdigate at the tight end spot. He gets out to the 40, has a St. X first down, and now it's a rugby scrum at about the 41-yard line, where there are about 9 players total there around the football. It's a gain of 10 on a first down.
And I like the call once again. Get Fry on the move, little play action boot to his right. Nice, easy, safe pass to your 6'3", 215-pound tight end. Get nice completions. Those make you feel good. First downs make you feel good. They start to build confidence, and that's exactly what this offense needs.
While the pile was pushing forward, they tacked on an extra yard to the catch to the 42, so it's a gain of 11. First down and 10. We're a minute 15 into quarter number 2. Olentangy Orange leads Cincinnati St. Xavier 7-0. Fry with an empty backfield. And now whistles and flags come in. We might have had a procedure call or illegal formation against St. Xavier here.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That was the center, William Sweeney, who might have adjusted the football a little too much for the officials' liking.
It's almost like they're telling on you. They got 10 people pointing to you. It's like, hey, I didn't do that.
St. Xavier, go ahead.
No, I was saying, but he did.
Yeah. We saw it. You did it. 32nd appearance all time in the postseason for the Bombers. They've won 4 state championships. The last came in the COVID year of 2020. First and 15. Fry will come near side with the pass. McClatchy makes the catch and is knocked down at the 40-yard line. A very short gain. Racing over there for the Pioneers that time was linebacker Kingston Johnson, a 6'1", 215-pound senior. Play will gain just 3 out to the 40 and bring up a second down and 12 call. That was a great point you made about this Orange defense. It's not the biggest, most ferocious-looking group in the world, but man, they go side to side as good as anybody we've seen so far.
I mean, once again, both these defenses are fun to watch in terms of speed and technique and tackling ability, but my goodness.
3 wides are flanked to the far side again. Fry with an empty backfield. 2nd and 12. The ball for St. X at their own 40. Fry takes the waist-high snap and looks to the near side, delivers, and the pass is caught near side by Cam Taylor, who had a foot out of bounds right after he made the catch when he was trying to start moving back upfield. He stepped out of bounds at the 46. It's a gain of a half dozen. So that'll bring up a third down and 6. And right after he made the catch, his momentum carried him out of bounds. So the Bombers facing a third down and 6. The ball at their own 46-yard line. Olentangy Orange leads 7-0. We're at the 9:35 mark of quarter number 2 in the Division I state championship game. 4-down lineman for Olentangy Orange. Newdigate in a slot to the near side for St. X. Helmet high snap. Fry goes back to throw. The right-hander zips the ball to the near side.
Wow.
It's caught and then backpedaling out of bounds with the catch and a first down for the Bombers. That was Logan Von Holt with a nice catch of that ball on the outside shoulder and just tumbled backwards out of bounds in Orange territory at the 45. It's a gain of 9 and a first down.
Marty, that's an impressive throw right there. I mean, that thing's on a line in the right exact spot. The accuracy is key because if it's anywhere else, it either gets knocked down or picked. So threw that ball with confidence.
Cam Taylor, the widest of 2 wides who are flanked to the far side, 2 to the near side for St. Xavier. Newdigate goes in motion and sets in a slot to the right side. Britt stumbles as he starts in motion. Fry in the play fake, rolls to the far side to throw at the Hall of Fame Lego midfield stripe, and he is thrown down to the backfield for a loss. Racing in that time was Brennan Kessler, who didn't buy the little head and shoulders fake that Fry tried to give him, and he wrapped him up around the shoulder pads and threw him down back in St. X territory at the 48.
A little fake toss boot, and you'd think you'd have some time as you're rolling right. My goodness, Kessler, it was, I mean, dog on a bone. He was not fake out at one bit, and he did not hesitate. It was just go get ball.
7-yard loss in the play. It's 2nd and 17, 8:55 to go here in this second quarter. Boy, Kessler, you're right, Matt. He got there in an absolute hurry. Slot to the near side. Britt off to the left of the quarterback, Fry, who will send the ball to Britt. Waist-high catch, back to the midfield stripe, 45 of Orange, 41-yard line, and inside the 40 to the 39, where he is brought down. It's shy of the first down. Kingston Johnson, one of the first pioneers to get there, helped out by Trayton Schrader. Play carried to the 39. It is a gain of 13, and it is 3rd down and 4 upcoming now for St. X.
Marty, for nothing else, the defense needed this break. I mean, and the offense needed to put together a little drive, to get the confidence back, to get some momentum. They have that here. Man, would it be great if you're a St. X fan if they could pull off a first down and get some points.
Bombers quickly to the line of scrimmage. They toss the ball to Britt on a toss sweep. Finds a gap, 30. First down and more, 20-yard line. He's to the 15 of Orange, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown! Jake Britt sped to the far side, found a little bit of a gap, and accelerated through it into the end zone from 39 yards out. And St. Xavier's a point away from tying this championship game up.
Nothing fancy, just toss sweep right, got some blockers out in front, and Britt showing speed, as you mentioned, but the balance, too, as he got tripped up for a second, kept his balance, and then the vision and the speed to finish it off.
Owen Davidson, 37 out of 38, an extra point attempt on to try to level the game at 7. That was an impressive run by the senior Jake Britt. Just his 2nd touchdown rushing of the season. He had one in the semifinal last week. Snap, hold, kick are all good, and we are tied at 7. 7:55 to go, quarter number 2. It's the Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange and Cincinnati St. Xavier are square at 7. Let's pause for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Yes! Big money bet right there.
Dad, what's a big money bet? Can I do it?
Well, sweetie, betting is risky, so it's only for adults.
But I want to win money too.
I won this time, but I don't always win. That's why it's called gambling. And it's not for kids, okay?
Okay.
Let's just watch the game.
Youth who gamble are 4 times more likely to experience a gambling disorder as an adult. Be aware, check for risks, guide their choices, help prevent youth gambling. Visit ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Max Preps is your source for high school sports. From schedules to stats, live scores, rosters, video, and photos, Max Preps has it all. And when you download the Max Preps app, you can add your favorite teams and get notified on the go. Have your own personalized scoreboards and stay updated on the latest news surrounding your high school team. As a proud partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Max Preps wishes every student, athlete, and coach out there a very successful season.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that with the proper equipment, education, conditioning, and coaching, high school sports here in Ohio are safer than ever before. And that's something I really love.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Get state tournament photos, programs, apparel, DVDs, and more in the OHSAA Fan Guide. Find it at ohsaa.org.
Welcome back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. 7-7, St. X and Olentangy Orange all tied up in the second quarter. You know, both of these schools brought incredible student sections with them. And the St. X student section has a nickname. They go by the Bomb Squad. But once upon a time, they wouldn't have been able to be called that because the original nickname of St. X, it was the Conquerors in 1930. And that was chosen from over 300 submissions. It wasn't until 1943, in the midst of World War II, that the Cincinnati Post began to referring to the team as the Bombers, in part because of George Ratterman and Charlie Wolf airing it out just like they are tonight. So they used to be the Conquerors, then they became the Bombers, and today the student section calls themselves the Bombs.
Chris Solwecki on the sidelines for us tonight. Chris has been doing great work all throughout our broadcast coverage here. 7-7 is our score. The St. X scoring drive, 8 plays, 73 yards. And as Matt DeRazio talked about, they needed to eat up some time to give that defense a chance to catch its breath, and that drive consumed almost 4 minutes of second quarter clock. And the Bombers will get set to kick the football away. And Orange will get the football back. 7-7 our score.
Marty, we haven't talked about these uniforms here a little bit. I'm a little bit of a uniform check-it-out guy. And Pioneers look like Florida, maybe, like the Florida, the Gators, I guess. And I'm just trying. They both look great. This is an even match here as it goes to uniforms. I like them both. I'm trying to figure out X's look there, though. But it is a BYU look, maybe. That's right. That's exactly what it is. I mean, everything about both these programs. It looks top-notch, classy, put together, all the way from the athletes on the field to the coaches on the sideline.
Owen Davidson will get set to kick the football away. MC Walker and Zane Konzak are back deep for Olentangy Orange. Walker, during the remaining moments of that TV timeout, was doing calisthenics back there to stay warm. And here's the kick, and it will go to Walker, who fields it at the 6, middle of the field to the 15, out to the 20, 25-yard line, has a minor gap, and gets through it, dives across the 30, out to the 30, we'll see where they'll spot his knee down. He was falling ahead across the 30-yard line, and they'll mark him down at the 32-yard line. And that's where the Olentangy Orange offense will come back onto the field. The school's located north of Columbus, Olentangy Orange, in that area between Columbus and the city of Delaware. It is the 4th largest school district in the state of Ohio, behind Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus's public school systems. 4 high schools: Orange, last year's Division I state champion Liberty, Olentangy Prime, as some folks in that district call it, and Olentangy Berlin. Orange trying to complete a rare double-double when the boys' Division I basketball championship and the football championship in the same calendar year. Handoff goes to Lucas Fickle, and he is brought down around the ankles that time. Jacoby Clapper's been all over the place in this game, and he grabbed Fickle around the ankles and dropped him after a gain of 3 out to the 35.
You're going to have to get to Fickle right away in that backfield. I mean, he's showing the threat of if he gets a seam, it could be trouble. But right now, St. X defensively has bottled him up.
They'll spread Fickle wide to the far side in front of his bench and empty the backfield for Levi Davis. On 2nd down and 7, as Orange moves from our left to right. Davis takes a snap and rolls to the left. The right-handed quarterback looking. Now stutter steps, now reverses field. Trying to find someone to deliver the ball to. Just going to heave it way upfield for MC Walker, who makes the catch and then goes out of bounds. Davis looked like for a moment he was just going to try to heave that one away, but he managed to get it to MC Davis. There wasn't anybody near him, but his momentum carried him out of bounds in St. X territory at the 43. It's a first down for Orange.
Special play here, and it looks like they're hurrying up so that there may be no review here in the state championship.
Play gain 22 to the St. X 43-yard line. They hand off to Fickle, and he gets to the 40-yard line. There was that ability by Levi Davis, Matt DeRazio, to keep that play alive with his feet. He was almost knocked down twice in the backfield.
Yeah, really special. He's rolling out left, changes field, but then resets, and the throw is, it's almost like an alley-oop. He's throwing it high enough and far enough to say, hey, my guy has a chance to run underneath it and go get it. In the replay, you see the reaction, or you maybe hear the reaction
from the St. X fans. It looked like he was out of bounds. And that's one of the reasons why the Pioneers sped to the line of scrimmage and snapped the football. Now, there is review, again, available in these state championship games. Back to throw is Davis. Heaves it long towards the far side. Pass is caught inside the 10. And tumbling down is MC Walker again. It's a 1st and goal coming up for Olentangy Orange as Alex Walker brought down the receiver after he made the catch at the 7-yard line. And it's a 1st and goal upcoming, a gain of 33.
Marty, nothing special there. Good protection. One-step drop, straight go route, puts it on the button.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, the Pioneers. Davis again rolls to throw and had 2 receivers to the far side of the field and split the difference and threw it between them and out of bounds. Trayton Schrader and MC Walker were both over there. Walker was in the end zone. Schrader was at about the 3, and Davis threw it right between both of them out of bounds.
I don't know if he hit it. And the only way that was getting caught is if it was going to get stuck in someone's shoulder pads, because that thing was, it was coming in hot.
Levi Davis right now 3 of 7 for 62 yards throwing the football, and he has rushed for 42. 2nd and goal, the ball officially at the 6. It's in between. Here's the handoff, Fickle left side to the 5-yard line and falls inside the 5 towards the 3. Eli Fleetwood, 6'1", 270 pounds, sophomore nose tackle was there.
One thing that Fickle does well is keep 2 hands in the football and the ball security. And something I've noticed really these past 2 days in all these games, there has not been a lot of balls on the turf, and that these ball carriers are very aware of how important it is to hold on to possession.
After the big 40-yard pass gain, Olentangy Orange with a 3rd and goal, the ball at the St. X 4. Fickle to the left of Davis. From the far side hash, he's to throw into the end zone, and it is caught. MC Walker, touchdown. With a defender draped all over him, they beat Alex Walker in that far side of the end zone. Davis again threw an absolute dart that stuck to the right shoulder of Walker, who tumbles down in the end zone. Touchdown, Olentangy Orange.
What another special throw by Levi Davis. I got to tell you, too, as a defensive back, you're either looking fade to the corner or you're looking back shoulder, and you don't know which one. And if you throw it that well as Levi Davis just did, there's really not much you can do. That's almost like walking over and handing it to him, thrown with that much confidence.
Davis one-handed catch of that ball in the end zone as he tumbled down. They might want to take a look at this because when Walker went down, his rear end was out of bounds. So after the quick review, we understand that they have allowed the score. It stands. And Orange is up 13-7. Gibson on to try the extra point. It is on the way, and it is good. 5:35 to go here in this second quarter. Orange answers the St. X scoring drive with one of their own. They go to the air, they go to the ground, and through the air to the end zone. Davis to Walker for the score at the 5:35 mark here of quarter number 2. And Olentangy Orange has a lead of 14-7 here in our Division I state championship game. On this frigid Friday evening, there will be 3 more games tomorrow in the state title games. Already today, Cleveland Glenville and Columbus Bishop Watterson have won state championship games. And speaking of tomorrow's coverage, Spectrum News 1 will have coverage, the exclusive television home of the OHSAA State Football and Basketball Championships, available exclusively to Spectrum customers across the state on Channel 1 and on all of your favorite devices. Check your local television listings for replays of this state championship contest. Streaming options are also available on the Spectrum News app or by going to SpectrumNews1.com or OHSAA.tv. Spectrum News 1, always Ohio, always local, and just like Matt DeRazio, always on.
Let's go.
There you go, buddy.
I didn't know I was getting a compliment, and I don't even know if that was a compliment. But I'll
leave that to you. It's not for me to decide, it's just for me to point these things out. The high kick by Gibson, a very short kick infield by one of the upbacks at the 21-yard line out to the 30 and brought down across the 30-yard line again for St. X. Brody Giles, his second kickoff return here in this first half of this game, got it out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, and the Bombers offense will come back onto the field. Steve Speck, in his 21st year as the head coach at his alma mater, 197 wins, 79 losses. Bombers were 10-4 last year, lost in the state semis to Cincinnati Moeller. Moeller knocked them out of the playoffs 3 times in the last 4 years. Of course, St. X won that thrilling game over their conference rival Elder a couple of weeks back at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. for a crowd of over 22,000. Far side hash. Fry takes a snap, rolls to the near side, and delivers ahead. Receiver fell down, trying to get to that football at the 45. That was McClatchy, who was trying to get over there, but just stumbled and lost his footing at the 45. Incompletion brings up a 2nd down and 10 from their own 32.
Yeah, moving Fry around in the pocket quite a bit. This time it was a straight sprint to the left on a deep out route. And as you mentioned, Marty, receiver coming out of his break, stumbling a little bit. Ball's already out of the quarterback's hand. Makes for an incompletion.
McClatchy entered the night with 29 catches on the season, 8 touchdowns, had 5 catches in an earlier win over Moeller this season. 2nd down and 10. Ball's at their own 32-yard line. Fry takes the snap. Hands off inside. Absolutely zero running room. This play might even lose a yard as they hand it off inside. That was getting the football that time. That was McClatchy getting the ball, and he lost a yard to the 31. And Cameron Robinson, Brennan Kessler, Kingston Johnston, number of pioneers were there to make the stop.
And Marty, I watched Jackson Fry's reaction after he handed the football off. He was frustrated with himself. I think he probably thought, I should have pulled that one. If I did, I could have got a positive game and put us in a better position.
3rd down and 11 for the Bombers. On the night, they're 2 of 4. Ball's at their own 31-yard line with 4:46 to go in the second quarter, and Orange leading by a score of 14-7. Fry back into the pocket to throw. Will zip the ball near side. It's intercepted and taken away. Down the near side sideline to the 20, to the 15. This is Schrader to the 5. Dives towards the goal line and gets in. His 24th all-time career interception, but it may not stand. There are 2 flags down, back at the 48 and the 46-yard line. Schrader stepped right in front of that pass, picked it off, and ran it back. But from the looks of everything, this one's not going to stand.
Yeah, it was 100%. Almost tackled him before the ball got there, and the officials were on it.
They're already signaling, Matt, pass interference against the defense.
Yeah, there was a moment in time there where Jackson Fry was not feeling good about himself, but he's got to bounce back right now, knowing it was interference.
On the defense, number 6.
15-yard penalty. That yardage will give us a first down.
The linebacker, Kingston Johnson, guilty of the pass interference call. We were watching the replay, and you could see it at the bottom. There was more holding than anything else. Yeah, there also, Aiden Scott was also, I think you could have got Aiden Scott as well, too. Ball moved up to the 46, 15-yard walk-off, and St. X keeps the football with 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. Ball just to the top right of the Hall of Fame insignia. Spray painted all across the field here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Pass to the near side from Fry. It's caught by Newdigate, and he gets into Orange territory to the 45 to the 43-yard line and picks up a Bombers first down. Gain of 11.
Talk about a little turn of events there. You're feeling one way, you get the play, then you get the penalty, and then you get the quick little screen, which is a great pass. I love those plays because it builds confidence from the quarterback, and it gives your athletes a chance to break some tackles and get some yards.
Kobe Luley came up to make the stop of Newdigate on the catch. First down and 10 for St. X at the Orange 40. Back to throw Fry, looking over the middle, and none of the receivers had turned around, and he was throwing a seam route, and the pass falls harmlessly in between the 2 receivers who were within about 5 yards of one another. Yeah, the incompletion bring up the second down.
Yeah, it was a little play action, and then what it was 4 verticals, so 4 guys just running 2 up the seams, 2 up the numbers. To your point, Marty, everybody was just almost like it was a track meet. No one was looking back for the football, and I think Jackson Fry was trying to think a back shoulder or something to make a play, and it just fell to the turf. 3 wides to the far side. The ball's at the near side hash. It's second down and 10. Fry goes back to throw. Looks right, comes left. Pass is caught by Logan Von Hall, and he is wrapped up after the catch. Line of scrimmage was the 43, and if he got a yard, they will be generous to give him that. There were a lot of guys wearing white shirts around him when he made the catch of that pass. And they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. And that'll bring up a third down and 10 with 3.5 to go in the first half of a game that Olentangy Orange leads 14-7. It's the Division I state championship game here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium with Matt DeRazio, Chris Solwecki on the sidelines. I'm Marty Bannister, and we are so happy you are with us wherever you're checking out our broadcast tonight. Empty backfield for senior quarterback Jackson Fry. Takes the number high snap and will fire to the near side, and the pass is incomplete. Again, the receiver, that was Von Hall, who
looked like he lost his footing at about the 35-yard line. And the pass was behind him by a couple of yards. So now it's a 4th down for St. X.
And I'm not sure if Jaden Workman, 6'4", 240-pound defensive end, got a hand on that thing. I mean, I don't know how I didn't notice him yet. 6'4", 240, but he had some extension there, put a hand on the ball, and incompletion.
And watching the replay, Matt, you're right on. He did tip that pass. So punt coming up. Olentangy will put no one back. And here's the kick. It will bounce at the 10 and be down inside the 10 as it took a quick hop and right into the arms of one of the coverage players for St. X, Ethan Cole. That ball just took a big hop and then came right to him. He was hoping to maybe get a couple extra yards out of that, pin him a little deeper, but the ball came right to him. And so Olentangy Orange will put their offense onto the field with 2:57 to go here in quarter number 2 of a game that Orange leads Cincinnati St. Xavier by the score of 14-7.
And Marty, I don't mind downing it there. I think they could have got a few more yards, but how many times you see everybody getting so cute that they want to get it down to the 1-yard line, someone steps on the goal line, and they bring it out to the 20. Hey, you're backed up on the 9-yard line. It's not comfortable, I can tell you that as a quarterback.
Well, the quick hop that ball took, too. I mean, he had no other choice but to field it.
Yep.
First down and 10 for Orange. Waist-high snap that Davis takes, and he's going to move with the football. He's out across the 10-yard line to the 15, sidesteps the defender and falls ahead to the 17, perhaps the 18. He's just shy of the first down. Ball will be marked at the 18. It's a gain of 9. So it's a quick 2nd down and 1 upcoming. Again, Orange will get the football to start the second half, so they have a chance to double dip here before this half comes to an end. Put points on the board here, then get the ball and start the second half to be a big part of this game right now. Lucas Fickle stands behind Levi Davis, now moves off to his right. Davis takes the snap, but before the play can start, penalty flags come in. This is a procedure call against the offense.
Dead ball. Full start on the offense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Olentangy Orange last year went 9-3. They were beaten by Upper Arlington in the second round of the playoffs, losing 24-20. Head coach Wes Schrader said earlier in the week, we felt last year we were one of the best teams in the state of Ohio and felt we should have gone further. And this year they have made it all the way to the last game of the season, the state title game. 2nd and 6, the ball at their own 13-yard line with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Davis takes the snap, will follow Fickle into the hole, but it's plugged immediately as he started into the hole. Racing up for St. Xavier was defensive end Josh Fassbender, a 6'4", 265-pound junior who closed that gap in a hurry.
I'm surprised St. X isn't taking a timeout here. I mean, you got 2 of them. You got them backed up. It's 3rd, medium to long, depending on, your perspective here. They're letting the clock run.
I think that's an outstanding point. It's 3rd down and 6 with 90 seconds left in the half. And Orange with the ball at their own 13-yard line. Levi Davis will go back to throw. Steps up into the pocket, rolling to the far side. The right-hander will loft it ahead. The pass is caught middle of the field for a first down. And being knocked down for making the catch was MC Walker. Putting him to the turf was Jackson Hendon, but it is good enough for a first down. Carried out to the 37-yard line, a gain of 24.
And maybe that's why they didn't call timeout.
Davis again quickly back to throw. Looking to the far side. That pass is low. And that one might have been deflected as well, too, but it's low, trying to get the ball to Zane Konzak. And the incompletion will stop the clock with 1:03 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that pass died as it was getting to the receiver trying to work back. I'm with you, Marty. I think there's a hand on the football there that caused it.
Davis is 5 of 10 for 90 yards with a touchdown. Running the football, Davis has 51 yards. Fickle has 38 for the Orange offense, which right now has 179 total yards. 3 wides to the near side. It's 2nd down at 10. Davis again back to throw. They're going to set a little bubble screen to the far side. Fickle can't hang on to the pass. It falls incomplete. He had a convoy with him as he was starting to that far side. One of the offensive linemen, Remley Bolin, was leading the way, and Fickle just could not hang on to that throw. It was thrown into congestion. There were a lot of people around that football, Matt.
And with a lot of pace, typically on screen passes, specifically to your running back, you want to give them a little bit of a feather pass so they can handle it, get their head around, and make some play. Because to your point, I think if he catches that, And he's got 3 big dudes in front of him that can get in front of some guys with blue jerseys.
The center, Reese Richardson, leads the offense to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 10. Davis takes a snap to the near side, 40-yard line, through a hole near side, hash marks 45, and falls out near the marker and looks like he did get it to the 47. It's a gain of 10 and a first down for Orange. And the center, Richardson, is now slow getting up. He is hobbling, favoring his left leg, and we have a timeout on the field. Richardson is moving off the field under his own power, but limping very noticeably.
47-yard line.
And they're going to have to take a look at him.
10 yards on the carry.
On the far side, Davis with the 10-yard carry. So the clock is stopped with 53 seconds left here in the half on the timeout. Olentangy Orange has a couple of timeouts left. And St. X also with 2 to use here before the end of the half. Don't forget, coming up at the intermission, the Marathon Man, Ryan Baker, will be your halftime host. And he will be joined by the Director of Communications for the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Tim Streed, will visit. Do you know Tim was a quarterback in college, Matt? Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Played at Bluffton, yes, sir.
I did not know that.
I called a game where he was quarterbacking Bluffton when they played in Springfield against Wittenberg, and I think Streed was sacked about 37 times that day. You think Shedeur Sanders doesn't get rid of the football? Well, you should have seen Streed.
That's incredible. I didn't know that. I can't wait for him to get in here.
Yeah.
That's great.
53 seconds left in the half. 14-7 again. Orange with the lead. All the points in this game have come here in quarter number 2. The Olentangy Orange defense has come up with another turnover on the season. Jackson Fry picked off early in the game, but they were unable to capitalize on that opportunity. And their offense, after the timeout, will come straight from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. And we'll see whether or not Reese Richardson comes back with the offense. He will. And he'll lean over the football, put the big right hand on, and get ready to snap it back to Levi Davis. Empty backfield for the senior quarterback on 1st down and 10. Davis goes straight back to throw. Has time, near side now, and a leaping attempt at a one-handed catch by Zane Konzak to the near side, and he can't hang on to it. Pass falls incomplete to the 32, and that will stop the clock and bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Almost was a great play by Konzak, but it also was almost a disaster because when you tip a couple times like that and you got bodies coming to you, you're going for it. Sometimes those collisions are no good. He avoided it. Great job by the defense knocking that thing out.
Orange with the ball at their 47. Pioneers out of the Ohio Capital Conference. They won the Central Division. St. Xavier in the GCL South, where they finished 3rd this year. Fickle to the right of Davis, back to throw on 2nd down and 10. But again, here come flags, and again a motion call against the offense.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense, number 63. Still 2nd down.
And Marty, you mentioned finishing 3rd in the GCL. My goodness, how do they make it here? Well, they lost to Moeller and Elder back-to-back, weeks 5 and 6. And the beauty of it was they got the same exact order, Moeller than Elder in the playoffs, and obviously they're here for a reason.
2nd down and 15. Davis wiggles out of a tackle attempt to the 40, far side 45, and is thrown down across the 45 out to the 46-yard line. Ball was moved back to the 42 on the 5-yard walk-off, and he was again almost zeroed into the backfield, but was able to use those fleet feet and get away from the tackle attempt and moves out to the 46, where it's 3rd down and 11. 25 seconds left in the half. Davis back to throw, going down the far side sideline, and the pass is caught, and diving down after making a spectacular grab was MC Walker deep in St. Xavier territory. He laid out for that football and hauled it in, and the play carries to the 18-yard line. What a catch by MC Walker. That was spectacular.
I mean, the ball is so well thrown, but I didn't think that Walker was going to get there. There's a thing they say from a receiver perspective, Marty, is late hand. So you run as long as you can until the ball gets there. Some guys run with their arms out, it slows you down. Walker runs to the very end. I'm thinking the ball's at least a yard or so past him. He snags the back end of the football and pulls it in.
Laid out for that ball, then tumbles down inside the 20 at the 15-yard line. Earlier in this quarter, he had a 41-yard reception. That one goes for 40 yards and a first down. And Davis had a lot of air under that, and MC Walker just did a tremendous job of running under that football and then extending and catching and picking up a first down. And a timeout by Orange. As, remember, we mentioned a moment ago, they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah.
So if you're Wes Schrader right now, you can use the clock in your favor here right now, Matt, and the timeout you have left. This is a big point in this game right now.
Yeah, with the timeout and the ability to get a first down, I don't know if you necessarily run the football. You certainly could because, obviously Davis could score from anywhere. Fickle could score from here as well. And you have a timeout, so it might not be a bad choice here on first down. But you definitely got, at least 4 plays, maybe 5 to get to get a score here.
So the timeout stops the clock with 18 seconds left. For MC Walker, his 5th catch. How about this half for this young man? 5 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown. And that's just in the first half.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the attention of some people that are watching this game.
Entered the night with 44 catches. Back to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. The ball's at the St. Xavier 15-yard line. Fickle off to the right of Davis, who takes the waist-high snap at the far side hash. Dumps the ball in the middle. Wide open is Fickle, and he saunters into the end zone. Touchdown. Olentangy Orange. All too easy for the Pioneers. And they increase their lead to 20-7.
That is all design and execution right there. That is such a special call. All the receivers spread way out. Man coverage. Blitz is coming. So you've got to trust the back and get out of the backfield, head around before the linebackers get to Davis. He backpedaled just a little bit. And Marty, as you mentioned, I don't think there was anybody within 15 yards of him any direction he went.
15 yards on the pitch and catch for the score for the Pioneers. Snap is high. The hold is down. The kick is on the way. And the kick is good with 13 seconds left in half number 1. Olentangy Orange. Back-to-back scores after the Bombers tied the game at 7. And they lead 21-7. Levi Davis with his 2nd touchdown pass of the half. Now 144 yards, 7 of 14. It was interesting, Matt. Wes Schrader was talking about earlier in the week, the Olentangy Orange coach, about beating St. Edward last week. And he said, we don't care what their name is. We don't care what's on the jersey. That doesn't make any difference to us. We're worried about us. And while it's a great win to beat that program. How many state championships they won in the last 5 years? 4, 3, whatever. Just a mammoth run of success for Coach Lombardo's program. But that's impressive when you don't care who you're playing.
And I think it, too, is if you get too excited, like, oh, my goodness, we just beat them, it becomes the state championship, and it takes the energy and the focus of what you're trying to accomplish, which is get here and win the game, whoever shows up at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
13 seconds left in the half. 10 plays, 91 yards. Yeah, remember that drive started back at their own 9-yard line as well, too. Here's the kick, and it's fielded by St. Xavier, racing towards the near side and being thrown down with a good open field tackle. That was McClatchy who was thrown down, and there's a flag upfield at the 30-yard line.
Alex McClatchy on the return.
McClatchy was dropped back at the 22. But we'll see what this penalty is about. Chris Olwecki, you're down on the sidelines. Did you have a look at that?
Yeah, it looked like on the tackle there was a face mask. One hand came around the side and caught the side of his face mask and actually turned his head just a little bit. And as soon as he did, the sideline erupted and the official threw the flag.
Referee Mark Pikowski will tell us here momentarily. But that doesn't mean we doubt Chris Olwecki. We're just waiting for the official call. Well, we don't want everybody to know that.
Personal foul, face mask on the kicking team. Number 4, 15 yards and the end of the run. First down.
That will move the ball up to the 37-yard line with 7 seconds left in the half. If you're the Bombers right here, what's your mindset, Matt?
I mean, you got 2 timeouts. You're down by 2 scores here. I think you take at least you take a shot at something here, even if it's a crossing route or something 10, 15 yards down the field and see what happens.
3 wides to the far side, a solo wide to the near side from Jackson Fry at the near side hash at his 37. He'll go back to throw. All kinds of time. A clean pocket. Looking, dancing, rolling now as the protection starts to break down, and he'll go down shy of the 35-yard line. Again, we mentioned it earlier, coverage sack, and that was one right there again, too. Brendan Kessel got to him right away. There was just nobody to throw the football to.
Yeah, I know. There wasn't, but in the situation, you almost just throw it up and see what happens because the interception doesn't necessarily matter. You're hoping for another flag or a play or something where your guy can do something, but credit to Orange, what a half. And
that will do it for the first 2 periods of play in the Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange leads Cincinnati St. Xavier by the score of 21-7 here at the intermission. Down to the sidelines, and Chris Solwecki.
Coach, a very physical first half. Talk to me about your assessment.
Oh, we didn't play. We're not playing very well defensively. They're a good football team. They're good offense. He's a very dynamic player, but we didn't show up on the defensive side of the ball in the first half.
What adjustments for the second half that you can make?
We just got to come out and play. We got to make a decision how we want to end our season. These teams have to figure out how hard they want to play. We'll go in there. We'll take a look at what we're doing. We're hurting ourselves more than they're hurting us right now.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, sir.
Chris Solwecki was Steve Speck. Interesting comment there right at the end. We're hurting ourselves more than they're hurting us right now.
Yeah, and also the challenge of the seniors and everybody else is you got 2 quarters to play. How do you want it to end?
21-7 is the lead for Olentangy Orange over the Bombers of Cincinnati St. Xavier. Ryan Baker takes you through the half when we come back. Again, the score. 21-7, Olentangy Orange leads the St. X Bombers from Cincinnati.
Next up, AJ Estes from
Let's pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
Here's to the ones who put in the work, the no days off, rise and grind warriors who live by the oath of my body is my temple. And when their temple needs to rebuild after a long workout, athletes of all types choose low-fat chocolate milk. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. Chocolate milk turns Motivation Monday into Flex Friday. Crush your goals with the help of a real recovery drink. Try it for yourself. Built with chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
A late Levi Davis to Lucas Fickle touchdown pass for Olentangy Orange has the Pioneers up 21-7 at the half over St. Xavier in the Division I state championship game. Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Baker. Welcome back inside Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium for the OHSAA State Football Championships. Joined here at the half by the Director of Media Relations with the OHSAA, Tim Street, or as I like to call him, he's basically Bruce Springsteen because he is the boss. He's the executive director of the OHSAA radio network. So for us, he's the boss this weekend. And Tim, thank you for joining us here at the half. And the first thing we have to talk about is I have to give you a chance for you to defend yourself, because Marty and Matt, towards the end of the first half, were having a discussion about you being a quarterback at Bluffton, and Matt did not realize that. He just knew you played baseball at Bluffton, and he did not realize that you were a quarterback as well. And of course, Matt's a quarterback. He should know that you played quarterback as well here in the state of Ohio. But Marty said he remembered calling one of your games out at Wittenberg, and then you got sacked like 37 times, and you held the ball more than Shador Sanders. So the floor is yours, Tim, to defend yourself.
Well, first of all, let me say that it's a good game. We need to be talking about the game, not my collegiate football and baseball accolades. Wait, there were no accolades. Well, Marty, so yes, I played college football and baseball at Bluffton University in Northwest Ohio. And back in the mid-'90s when I was doing that, Marty Bannister was calling Wittenberg Tiger football. And we opened our season a couple years in a row against Wittenberg. They did beat us fairly significantly. But I did have one of my better games against Wittenberg, so he would remember that. So, he keeps saying, though, that he has that tape somewhere and he needs to find it. And it would be hilarious to listen. I bet he said stride during the broadcast, though, knowing Marty. No, those were fun days. And, Drazio also played college football, of course, at Otterbein. A little younger than I am, I believe, but he, of course, then played professional for quite a while.
I believe Matt hosted your right-hand man, Scott Rex, on his recruiting visit to Otterbein, if I remember that story correctly.
You are correct. They are both Otterbein. There's a lot of good Otterbein grads around there.
Tim, basically what I heard from this whole thing is that Marty Bannister is old. That's what you said in all of this, is Marty Bannister is old. We mentioned you're the Director of Media Relations for the OHSAA, and there's been a lot here recently. Not only have you guys dealt with the end of fall sports, but you've had the NIL issue happen here in Ohio. You guys had already had new language to get to the schools to have a vote on. Then there was a lawsuit by a player from the Huber Heights area to allow NIL. A judge said it was good. There was an emergency vote. It is passed. Just talk about the whole process here with NIL.
Sure. Well, one of the messages we've tried to get out, both to our schools and the public, is Ohio was really one of the only few states left that didn't already allow this.
6, right?
6, yeah. We were one of 6. And it was only a matter of time. The courts across the country have ruled on this time and time again that an association, whether it's the NCAA, whether it's a state association, cannot say that a student athlete cannot earn money based on themselves. And we don't even disagree with that. We understand that's court precedent now. So it was really only a matter of time until that came to Ohio. You're right, Ryan. We had the language ready to go to our member schools in the spring for them to vote on. They voted on it earlier in 2022. We put out our first NIL proposal, and our schools voted it down, which it was a different proposal, more complicated, and NIL was still relatively new at that point. Now we tried to get the message out. If our schools don't adopt this new emergency bylaw, the court is going to do it for us. And that was really our message, is even if you don't like NIL, which is okay if you don't, but it'd be better for our schools to approve this language than not, and then you let the judge decide what our bylaw looks like. So, we thought the lawsuit was going to happen back in August, actually. There was a different student athlete that we thought was going to court with the same lawsuit, and that student athlete did not end up filing, but then the player from Wayne did. So we knew it was going to happen at some point, just a matter of when.
What would you say to people, because a lot of them say this is going to separate the gap between the haves and the have-nots, that the private schools are going to recruit even more than they do now, because that's always been the argument, the parochial schools versus the private schools. Oh, they can recruit, no they can't, this and that. What would you say to people that are worried about the NIL leading to more recruiting?
Yeah, I guess I would say, first of all, even if you don't like NIL, you have to accept that the courts have said we cannot stop it. So whether you like it or not, we have to allow it. So at that point, then you say, how can we control it? How can we put the guardrails on? How can we control what a student athlete can or can't do in some kind of parameter? And that's what we've done. Now, recruiting for athletic purposes is not permitted, whether you're a public school or a non-public school. Transfers are still legislated by our bylaw, so our staff still handles that. NIL cannot be used to influence a student athlete to go to a particular school. Much different than the college level. That's a big thing too. We've tried to explain how different high school NIL is compared to college. Colleges have the collectives. They have so many more different things than high school. There's no collectives in high school NIL, and that's a big difference. There's, of course, recruiting is allowed at college level, but you can transfer to another school at the college level so easily now. The portal is there. There's no portal in high school sports. So if you're going to transfer to another school, there's still a lengthy process that you have to go through with our office, and if we suspect that recruiting is a part of that, you're not going to get granted the permission.
Taking a couple of minutes at halftime to speak with Tim Street, the Director of Media Relations for the OHSAA. The Division I state championship game again at the half. Olentangy Orge leading St. Xavier 21-7. We also mentioned you're the Executive Director of the OHSAA Radio Network, everything that we do here. I know you've told the story before, but for those that haven't heard it, talk about the inception of the OHSAA Radio Network, what your idea was, what was that, back in 2009, 2010 when this all got started, and what it's grown into.
Sure. Well, I started at OHSAA in 2008 after 9 years at the college level, and after I had been there for about a year and a half, we that started with the basketball state tournament. We noticed that there were some games at the basketball state tournament that were not covered by radio programming. And I recognized that and said, that needs to stop. We need to have radio coverage for all of our basketball state tournament games. That led to the football state championships. We now cover baseball and softball. So it started small, and it has really grown. We're now the second largest high school radio network in the country behind Michigan. And just really proud of how it's grown, the trust we have with our affiliates, and the partnership we have. It's a lot about partnership, connection. I love working with radio stations around the state. I am a huge radio fan. I grew up listening to the radio. I still listen to all the Reds games on the radio. That's my thing. And getting a chance to work with broadcasters here at the state championships and stations around the state is really rewarding.
And it's all free for stations around the state. Real quick, what are some of the benefits for stations to be an affiliate of the radio network? And if they want to be an affiliate, what steps do they need to take?
Sure, yeah. There is no charge to carry our programming. We don't charge stations to do that. And in fact, if stations do carry our championships, we don't charge them during the playoffs. That's a huge financial benefit for stations. A lot of stations around the state are affiliates for that very reason. And that's okay. Our affiliate list is pretty impressive, and by us giving that benefit to stations, it helps their bottom line. It helps them when they don't have to pay the $100, the $125 to do the games throughout the 6-week playoff. They don't have to pay that, so they keep that revenue. They can put that into their station, keep that money at the station for their broadcasts, and then they carry at least 2 games from our state championships. So the stations on our list are carrying games this weekend, and we essentially get to put our product on their airwaves for a few hours, and that's a huge benefit for us.
And you can not only get the football state tournament on the OHSAA radio network, you can also get girls and boys basketball, baseball, and softball too. And it's always free on your mobile device, your computer, your tablet, whatever. Just log into OHSAA.org, check on the tournament page for that sport, and there will be a link there. Tim Street, Director of Media Relations for the OHSAA, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes of your time.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you guys.
Real quick, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the OHSAA radio network.
This is the radio home of the best high school sports in Youngstown. We are Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station.
Tangy Orange leads St. Xavier 21-7 at the half of the Division I state championship game. We will come back and run through some of the stats after this quick timeout. Let's pause, though, first for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
EA Graphics is the official state tournament merchandise partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. EA Graphics is on-site at OHSAA tournament contests with t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and many other apparel items. And it doesn't end when the tournament is over. Check out OHSAA tournament merchandise online at shopohsaa.com. That's shopohsaa.com. EA Graphics and the OHSAA. Wear a piece of history.
Health Action Council is a member-driven, not-for-profit organization that provides employers with best practices for a healthy workforce through leadership, innovative services, and collaboration. Health Action Council works with employers to improve the quality, cost, and value of healthcare. The Ohio High School Athletic Association and Health Action Council invite all Ohio schools to join us for the Healthy Kids Steppin' Up Challenge. Find out details at healthykidsgo.org.
Hey, this is Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN, and you're listening to the State Football Championships on the OHSAA Radio Network.
A reminder, this broadcast is a presentation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network. Any commercial use, retransmission, or distribution without the express written consent of the OHSAA is strictly prohibited. The announcers and production staff for this game were selected by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Satellite distribution provided by Skyview Networks. For more information, log on to the OHSAA Radio Network at ohsaa.org. Olentangy Orange leading St. Xavier 21-7 at the half of the Division I state championship game. Let's run through some of the numbers. Olentangy Orange, 10 first downs to St. Xavier's 5. Olentangy Orange, 103 yards on the night rushing, just 33 for the Bombers. 144 yards passing for Orange, 65 for Cincinnati St. Xavier. Big number here in the penalties, 4 for 40 for Olentangy Orange. That's not holding them back at all, though, just 2 for 10 for Cincinnati St. X. The time of possession battle heads in the favor of Orange, 14:06 to 9:54. Orange is 5 of 8 on third down. St. Xavier just 2 of 5. Olentangy Orange has also gone for it on fourth down 3 times. They've converted 2 of those, none for Cincinnati St. X. And then red zone chances. Cincinnati St. Xavier hasn't been there at all. Orange has been there 4 times. They've capitalized on 3 of them. Levi Davis leading the way on the ground for Olentangy Orange. The quarterback has 65 yards on 9 carries and 1 touchdown. Lucas Fickle with 13 carries for 38. Levi Davis, 7 of 14 passing, 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. His favorite receiver tonight has been MC Walker. He's got 5 catches for 123 yards and a score. Lucas Fickle, 1 catch, 15 yards, and the other touchdown Trayton Schroeder, 1 punt return on the game for Olentangy Orange, one punt return, 11 yards. MC Walker has returned 1 kick for 26. Brennan Kessler leading the way on defenses with 5 tackles, 2 of those for loss. For St. Xavier, Jake Britt leading the way on the ground, 3 carries, 46 yards. He's the only one with positive yards on the ground for the Bombers. Receiving lies Logan Van Hoyle, 3 catches, 17 yards. Aiden Newgate, 2 catches, 22 yards. Jake Britt, 2 catches for 77 yards. And on defense, Kobe Clapper with 9 tackles already in this game. Levi Davis got the scoring underway 6 seconds into the second quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run. St. Xavier answered, though. Britt, a 39-yard rushing touchdown. Then Olentangy Orange in the final 6 minutes of the first half punched 2 in. MC Walker, a beautiful one-handed 4-yard touchdown catch from Levi Davis. Then Lucas Fickle with maybe the easiest touchdown he's had of the year, a 15-yard catch from Levi Davis, and he just strolled into the end zone. And that is how we got to our score of 21-7 here at the half. Second half action right around the corner. Marty Bannister, Matt DeRazio, Chris Solwecki will have it all for you. First, though, let's pause for these messages from your local station. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome to the home of Gridiron Legends, the newly renovated Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Walk among the immortals of football inside the Hall of Fame gallery. Here you can stand face to face with the men who built America's game. Relive the greatest moments of Super Bowl history in the Lamar Hunt Super Bowl gallery and stand before the Vince Lombardi Trophy, while the NFL Today gallery is home to the NFL's most recent record-breaking moments. Plan your visit to the Pro Football Hall of Fame today at profootballhof.com.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Ohio are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Being a teenager is tough. There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Ohio's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Yeah! Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Olentangy Orange leads St. X. Down to the sidelines of Chris Solwecki.
Coach, pretty good first half for your team. Very physical on both sides. How you feeling?
I mean, you feel good when you get the lead, so, it's still 2 quarters, long way to go. Kids are playing tough, and they're doing what we're asked, so we got to finish it out these last 2.
Any adjustments?
We find things we like, and, we see if they'll hit the second half.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Chris Solwecki with Olentangy Orange head coach Wes Schrader. The Pioneers will get the football to start the second half, again leading by the score of 21-7, trying to go back-to-back in the Olentangy district for the Division I state championships. Last year, Olentangy Liberty won the title, and Orange trying to duplicate that feat here tonight. 3 more championship games coming up tomorrow. Everything will get started bright and early in the morning at 10:30 with St. Henry taking on Jeromesville Hillsdale. And how about St. Henry? They get here after ending the nation's longest high school winning streak. 76 games being Marion local a couple of weeks back.
And we talked about how Orange beat Eds. You wondered how Henry's going to respond after that victory, almost like there was going to be a parade. No, wait, we got a game. We still got more games.
Hopewell Loudon will play Kirtland for the Division 6 title at 3 o'clock, and then wrap things up tomorrow night. Todd Bell will have the call for you of Liberty Center and Wheelersburg. That's the only matchup of unbeaten teams going at one another in a state championship game. And again, that one will kick off at 7:30. I'll be very interested to see Hillsdale play tomorrow morning, because remember, last year they were on the receiving end of that 74-0 loss to Marion local in the state championship game. And I had a chance to call that game on the TV side last year. And I'm here to tell you, it wasn't that close. Well, and it could have been, that was a name your score day for Marion local, but you got to give those Hillsdale kids credit. They bounced back from it, and they're back playing for another title.
And that's maybe the one time where you play a state championship game and you walk away and say, oh my goodness, we weren't even like in the ballpark. You know, normally you're like, oh, it was a good season. They might have thought, we got to get back here. We cannot let that happen again. They've got a chance to avenge that.
And they, wouldn't you know it, run into the team that beat Marion local this year. They get St. Henry. All right, we get ready for the start of the second half here. Matt, your thoughts as we get ready to start half number 2. Orange gets the football. Obviously a lot of momentum on that side of the ball right now.
I got to tell you, the interview with Coach Schrader was good to hear, and you don't typically hear a coach say, hey, things that were working, we're going to see if they're going to work again. You know, there's usually this like chess match, we're going to try this or do that. Hey, it's working, we're not changing it.
MC Walker will be back deep to return the kick. He had, again, 5 catches for 123 yards in the first half and a touchdown. The Youngstown State commit will be one of the 2 deep backs, with Zane Konzak to the far side. And St. Xavier will get set to boot the football away. Owen Davidson will do the honors. And again, I still go back to the Steve Speck comment with Chris Solwicki before the end of the half. They're not beating us, we're beating ourselves. We'll see what kind of adjustments they made at the intermission. Here's the second half kick. High in the veranda. Walker backpedals and fields over his right shoulder at the 2. Comes to the middle field, 10, 15. It gets planted right shy of the 15-yard line. A big hit right there on special teams. Kobe Clapper was right there for the St. Xavier Bombers. And sometimes little plays like that can be the jump start or the igniter.
Totally agree with you, Marty. Clapper right there. That's a solo tackle. Big hit on maybe the guy that was hurting him the most in the first half. I mean, a guy that's, I don't know, I forgot how many yards he had, somewhere around here.
123.
And he's going for a record here, and then he comes out on the kick return and gets decleated.
Levi Davis leads the Pioneer offense right to the line of scrimmage from the sideline. They're moving from our left to right. Ball spotted in the middle of the field. At their own 14, we're underway half number 2 of the D1 championship game. Orange leads 21-7. First play from scrimmage is a handoff to Lucas Fickle, who dives out near the 20-yard line. He's a yard shy at the 19. He gets 5. Fickle in the first half carried the ball 13 times for 38 yards. Again, only 2 running backs this year have crossed the 100-yard mark against the St. X defense. Xavier Dangerfield of Catholic High School out of Indiana went for 101 yards. And Ryder Hooks, pretty good running back at Lakota East, went for 104 yards a couple of weeks back. So they haven't exactly been churning out big numbers against this defense. Second down and 5. Ball out to the 19. Davis goes back to throw with a flag down, and this play is going to be brought to a halt.
Penalty flags prior to the snap.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 65. Second down.
5th penalty against the Pioneers. That was on Revley Bowen, the 6'3", 245-pound senior across that offensive line. He's lined up at the left tackle spot for West Schrader's offense.
Second down and 11.
We want to make it a second down and 11 call. We are a minute into half number 2. The Ohio Capital Conference and the Greater Catholic League meeting for this state championship. Play fake. Davis with the football comes to the near side. Almost hit by Clapper in the backfield. Gets out of the tackle attempt and makes his way up to the 20-yard line. And then is shoved out of bounds as he got across the 20. Also chasing him was Jackson Hendon for St. Xavier. Davis gets out to the 21. Picked up 7. That'll bring up a third down call. Third down and 3. The line to gain is the 24, their own 24. 3 wides are flanked to the far side. Lucas Fickle will line up to that side of the field too. So they have 4 wides down to the far side of the field and solo wide to the near side. That's MC Walker. empty backfield for Levi Davis on 3rd down and 3. In the first half, Orange was 5 of 8. Davis rolls to throw and fires a dart that is caught far side at the 27-yard line, then shoved back after making the catch for Orange. Coming up out of that pile after making that low throw grab was Jake Luling, his 37th catch of the season. It is good enough for a first down out to the 26 to pick up a 5.
Levi Davis, just quick decision on the run. I mean, the accuracy's there. I mean, you can see it. And I know you're a big OU fan. Every time he completes a pass, you're probably getting even more excited.
I'm an OU fan. I just happen to be their play-by-play voice. There's a little difference in being a fan. But
well, I was getting there for you. I was letting you lay it out for everybody.
First down to 10. Back to throw is Davis. The right-hander will air this one. There's going to be a penalty flag coming in here, a pass interference call. He was looking for MC Walker at the 45, and Walker was basically thrown down at the 45 by the St. X corner, Alex Walker. And
honestly, it's the right call. You got to tackle a guy that's running past you that looks like it's going to be another big connection. And sometimes that's the only thing you can do to stop a guy like that. I mean,
15-yard penalty, first down.
The 15-yard walk-off will move the ball up to the 41-yard line.
And they're taking shots with Walker, and that may be what Schrader was saying. Hey, there's a lot of things that were working. He meant to say, read through the lines, between the lines there. That was Walker, and we're going to keep going to him. And if you can't stop him, tackle him.
First and 10 Pioneers.
And they'll flank 2 wides to the near side. The ball's at the far side hash. Orange from our right to left. And again, leading 21-7 here. We are almost 2 minutes into half number 2 here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Chris Solwicki telling us a short time ago the wind's starting to pick up a little bit as we get deeper into this Friday evening. Davis rolls to the right, turns back and throws. The pass is caught, and bumping off a defender is Luling and gets into St. X territory across the midfield stripe and gets to the 48-yard line. It's another first down for Olentangy Orange. Davis rolled to the left, stopped, whirled around, and delivered to the far side to Luling, who made the catch and sped up outside the numbers to the far side, picked up an Orange first down.
Yeah, nice design screen there, but Luling, how about breaking the tackle? I mean, it looked like it was going to be a nice play, but then tackle for a loss. He breaks the tackle, turns it into a big first down.
Entered the night with 36 catches on the season. That was his second reception of the night for Jake Luling, 6'1", 185-pound junior. First down and 10 for Orange. The ball just into St. X territory at the 48. Davis takes a snap, rolls to throw near side, trying to get the ball in the area of Zane Konzak near side and let him a little too much. And the pass sails into the St. Xavier bench and out of bounds. Bombers this season, Matt mentioned their 2 losses were to Moeller 30-13, then Elder 23-13, and then they were able to return the favor in the postseason, beating the Crusaders 17-13, and then knocking off Elder at Paycor Stadium 42-34. Last week, they beat Middletown at Welcome Stadium in Dayton 21-6 to reach this title game. Olentangy Orange last week shut out Lakewood St. Edward 28-0 in Mansfield. Davis back to throw. On 2nd down and 10, he's going to run with the football. He's into St. X territory, middle field 35, and slides down after picking up the first down to the 33-yard line. First down for the Olentangy Orange Pioneers as Levi Davis scampers for 14 yards to the 34.
And that's where he's dangerous. I mean, you think you're going to try to contain him, make him throw the football, which he's really, really good at, and he breaks out of the pocket. He's got wheels, he's got vision, and honestly, I like the decision there. He's a tough kid. We've already seen that, but there's no need to get a couple extra yards. You got the first down plus, slide down, keep the drive alive here, don't take a big hit.
Davis has 86 yards rushing tonight. Orange as a team now with 289 yards. St. X with just 89 yards of total offense in this game. Davis play fake, rolls to the right now with the football on his right hip, angling to the far side at the 32 to the 31-yard line before he is wrapped up and brought down. Over there for St. Xavier, Connor Bearswell, 6'3", 175-pound senior linebacker. Davis got to the 32-yard line, picks up a couple. So it'll be a 2nd down and 8 call. 8:28 to go here. We're in the 3rd quarter of the Division I state championship game. Marty Bannister, Matt Durazio, Chris Solwicki's on the sidelines for us. Aaron Cassidy is our producer. And happy to have all of you with us here tonight for this Division I championship game. The last of 3 today, 3 more tomorrow, and that puts the wraps on the 2025 high school football season here in the state of Ohio. Back to throw is Davis on 2nd down and 8. Now he's going to step up and run. Is wrapped up as he tried to get to the far side. Aiden Reeder, the Michigan commit at the weak side linebacker spot, was able to grab Davis and drop it before he could start to maneuver his way upfield. Play is going to lose a couple of yards back to the 35.
Marty, it's an empty backfield with a design run here, quarterback draw. Reeder was not having it. Once again, stay in your lanes, playing sound football. Reeder making the tackle because Davis he's dangerous as everyone's spread out and he can run it.
3rd down and 11. And again, Orange just eating up a lot of time right now. Again, they had the ball to start the second half. And this drive is almost 5 minutes old. Back to throw is Davis going to the far side. The pass is caught at the St. X 22-yard line. And then moving inside the 20 before being brought down was Jake Luling. It's another Pioneers first down. Play gain 17 to the 18. First down Pioneers.
And I like the play call here. This is just a stop past the sticks route. Get the DB's hips turned so he thinks you're going deep. Once he turns his hips, you stop. The separation is created, and Davis is super accurate. That's an easy throw for him.
Strong safety Jackson Hendon saved, I think, a touchdown right there by bringing him down. The other thing about that play too, Matt, the throw for the throw by Davis came after the snap was almost to his ankles. He did a good job of getting it back up and getting in position to throw the football. 1st and 10. Davis will hand off. This is Fickle through a hole to the 10-yard line to the 5. Pulling defenders with him inside the 5 to the 4. 1st and goal coming up for Olentangy Orange. A pick up of 14.
Marty, I'm with Schrader as it relates to why is nobody looking at Fickle or why are more people not? Because the cut right there, you could even see on the replay, it's a small seam, but he explodes through there. He's a nice tall back. He's a glider. Good vision, and he runs hard.
Did a nice job of getting skinny going through that hole, didn't he? Fickle off to the right of Davis. 1st and goal for Orange. The ball is at the St. X 4-yard line. Davis takes the snap, gives to Fickle, and he is easily into the end zone. Touchdown. His earlier touchdown was an easy one through the air. This one was just as easy on the ground from 4 yards out. And Olentangy Orange dominating right now. They lead St. Xavier 27-7.
And so those guys up front as well, we haven't talked about them enough, but there was some serious push on that offensive line, creating the space for Fickle. And there was also the play fake for Davis as he handed that football off. He sprinted to the right. I actually thought he had the ball for a second because he is so dangerous. And St. X defensively is completely on their heels.
Tyler Gibson to try the extra point, and it is up. It was almost blocked. The kick is good. Timeout on the field. 6:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Olentangy Orange enter the game at 14-0. People not really believing that they were able to beat Lakewood St. Ed last week. Well, they shut them out. And so far today, they have held another perennial powerhouse in Ohio to just a touchdown. And they're dominating right now. Olentangy Orange 28. Cincinnati Xavier 7. Let's pause for these messages from the OHSAA. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, which is brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
You may think...
6:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Olentangy Orange getting set to kick the football away, leading St. Xavier of Cincinnati 28-7. Very high, very short kick that will be fielded to the near side. And again, this is Giles for St. X to the 25-yard line out to the 27. Let's head down to the sidelines and check in with Chris Solwecki.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the students from Olentangy Orange. I said, so did you guys have school today? And I said, yeah, we had a full day. What time did you get out? He said, 2:30. I said, so then what did you do? How did you get up here? He said, well, we had a couple of school buses, and we just jumped on those and rode right up here. He said, I can drive, but it's a lot of gas, and I figured this would be an easier way for me to enjoy the game. So these guys that have done school all day, and now they're up here cheering in full throat for their team.
And their football team doing a little schooling tonight on top of St. X, 28-7 with 6:03 to go here in this 3rd quarter. An almost 6-minute drive to start the second half. First play from scrimmage for St. X. Jackson Fry to throw, and the ball knocked away. He was trying to get it to Aiden Newdigate. Matt, you and I were talking at the half. Let's go back to the interception that Fry threw early in this game. That really seemed to kind of get him out of rhythm, didn't it?
Yeah, early interception sometimes for quarterbacks, it can get you a little jittery, and you can start to, second guess yourself, not trust your eyes. And not that he's doing that, but he does seem to be hesitating just a touch. But he also showed that he can put a drive together and get some points, so he's got to find that on this drive.
And I still think they missed Daniel Vollmer a lot in the backfield. Here's Fry to throw, dumping it far side. Jake Britt makes the catch, starts to accelerate upfield to the 35-yard line, and is knocked down as he got across the 35 out to the 36. It's a gain of 8, and they'll have a third down upcoming here. They're going to put his knee back at the 35, so you check it to a gain of 7 for Jake Britt. So a third down and 3 call upcoming for the St. Xavier Bombers. In the first half, they were 2 of 5. On the season, 32% on third downs, their conversion rate. They need to get something established here. Number 1, to give their defense a breather. Number 2, just to try to battle back into this game. Motion to the near side. Fry will play fake and roll to throw. Delivers the ball ahead to Britt. Tries to turn upfield to the 37, to the 38. And is knocked down right at the marker. It is good enough for a first down. Play gain 3. They needed 3, and they got him a first down.
And trying to get Britt the ball is going to be key. He seems to match the speed of this Olentangy Orange defense. He's also tough enough where when contact's made, he's gotten some extra yards.
Jackson Fry tonight, 11 of 17, 72 yards passing. 3 wides far side for the senior quarterback from the near side hash, and he'll roll to throw. Off his back foot, fires ahead into traffic, and the pass is incomplete. There were 3 defenders all around the intended receiver, McClatchy, and the pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up a second down.
There's a lot of traffic there, Marty. It was Jackson Fry got away with one right there, and here's what happens is you try to high-low that defensive back. If you don't take a peek at him, he can sneak back on the throw and steal it. He almost did there because for a moment there it looked like it was going to sneak in, but he read the quarterback's eyes.
Is it harder the way Jackson sometimes is rolling to his left and throwing to the right?
I mean, if you're rolling left, you got to get your shoulders around and your feet planted if you're going to set up.
Low snap that Fry bobbles, picks up, steps up into the pocket now with the football, and is going to be dragged down at the 38-yard line. That play was discombobulated from the start right there when Fry was unable to handle the low snap. He did manage to get back to the 39-yard line. So it is now a third down and 9 call coming up.
Yeah, really low snap. When your eyes take your eyes off the defense for a moment, it's tough. I mean, that was 1,001, 1,002 look up to try to find everybody. Very difficult.
As he tried to make something out of nothing there, Jaden Workman was there to planning for Olentangy Orange. Third down and 9. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Trips to the far side of the field. Fry back to throw. The right-hander looks left, looks right, has all kinds of time to get in the pocket. There's just no one to throw the football to. He's going to take off and run and either stumbles down or slides down, one or the other, or perhaps even both at the 43. It is way shy of the first down.
Marty, I thought it was a lot of time working the pocket, made the decision to run. I thought he had the first down. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Yeah, I think I was a turf monster right there that jumped up and grabbed him. So they will have to kick the football away. And Braden Riley will come on to punt the ball for St. Xavier. Today, Riley punting. This will be his third kick, averaging 38 yards an attempt. Very high kick, but a very, very short kick that will angle out of bounds behind the St. Xavier bench. The line of scrimmage was the 43, his own 43, and this one will be marked at the 45 of Orange. It is a 12-yard kick. Olentangy Orange will have the football. Good field position when we come back from this timeout. Orange leads St. Xavier 28-7. We're in the third quarter of the Division I state championship game. This is the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always Always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
You may think seatbelt laws are no big deal. Well, you couldn't be more wrong. Cops are cracking down day and night in the city, in the country, and all points in between. Make no mistake, if you don't buckle up, you will get caught and you will get a ticket. Even if you've gotten away with not buckling in the past, things are about to change. Cops are serious about seatbelt safety, so don't kid yourself. Buckle up every time or get a ticket. Click it or ticket. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Ohio, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You can stay in the game long after your playing days are done. Become an OHSAA contest official. Log on to OHSAA.org for more information.
It has been, to this juncture, a dominating performance by Olentangy Orange. 323 yards of total offense to just 113 for Cincinnati St. Xavier. Levi Davis, 10 of 18, 177 yards throwing and a couple of scores. Davis has also run for 85 yards on 13 carries and has a touchdown. Lucas Fickle, 61 yards and a touchdown. The defense has been suffocating for the most part. St. X did have one very good drive in half number one, Matt DeRazio, but other than that, they just have not had any answers for the Orange defense.
Yeah, and they're trying a lot of things too. We've talked about it. They're jet motion, screens, they're taking shots down the field. Offensive line-wise, there's been times where they've protected. It's just, there's just no, I mean, honestly, it feels like no rhythm, no consistency, no confidence in terms of stacking play on play. There's a play here and there where they're okay, but overall, not much.
In talking to both head coaches during the week, the level of confidence that you got from Wes Schrader, there was no doubt in his mind what his team was going to do tonight.
And honestly, now seeing his team live here, I understand why.
Exactly.
There's people,
exactly.
and everybody's been talking about their offense, but I really think their defense is special.
First down and 10 for Orange. Again, moving from right to left. The ball is at the near side hash at the 45. Handoff goes to Fickle, and he works to the left side and is wrapped up as he tried to turn it up to the near side. Got out to the 49-yard line. Josh Fassbender, the defensive end, in on the stop. This is a St. X defense that they used to go out of the 4-3 front, but they went to an odd man front. A lot of it because of the athletic ability they have up front. Steve Speck talked about that earlier. We gave a lot of credit to Jake Broadbeck, his defensive coordinator. But tonight they have just not been able to corral the athletic ability of this Orange offense. Second down and 6 play upcoming with 2.5 to go here in quarter number 3. It's Fickle again, just into St. X territory on the handoff from Davis. He gets to the 49-yard line. And a third down call upcoming.
And that was an interesting comments from Coach Speck, how they're moving people around and they wanted to strengthen their defense. And I understand why. I mean, he knows if you got a good defense, you got a chance to win many, many ball games. And they look good, but the offense tonight has been sputtering a little bit. Obviously, it all worked out to get to this game, but they've run into somebody that's met their match.
Walker is the solo wide to the near side. Davis will take the football and hand off to Fickle, who stumbles ahead after being tripped up at the 45, and he falls to the St. X 40. It's a gain of 9 to the 40, and another first down for Olentangy Orange. That's their 17th of the night.
One thing about this offense, they eat a lot of clock up. You know, we saw Cincinnati Anderson last night, the Loyola Marymount of football, as many plays as fast as you can. These guys take their time. They're chunking up yards, eating the clock.
2 wides to the far side. Trayton Schrader to the far side. Also over there is Luling. MC Walker is the lone wide to the near side. Riedelbach is the tight end in a slot. They hand off to Fickle, and he gets up to the, or down rather, to the 35-yard line to pick up a 5. And again, now they're just kind of muscling their way upfield with this drive. Very, very methodical as they move upfield here.
And there's no reason to change. And as I look even closer at this offensive line for Olentangy Orange, I'm noticing they're getting bigger and bigger. I don't know how that's happening, but throughout this game, they're getting bigger and stronger. And Coach Schrader has noticed that as well, and he's just really leaned into the run, and Fickle just between the tackles.
35 seconds left. This third quarter has flown by. And again, Orange had the ball for almost the first 6 minutes of the quarter. Second down and 5, the ball at the St. X 35-yard line. Handoff Fickle again to the right side. Clapper has him around the knees and brings him down inside the 35 at the 34-yard line.
That might be the quarter.
11 seconds left, and that will indeed be the end of quarter number 3. We head to the fourth quarter. It's the Division I state championship game. Olentangy Orange leads Cincinnati St. Xavier by the score of 28-7. Let's pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Ohio, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You gotta hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best, and that is enough.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the fourth quarter of the Division I state championship game. We welcome you back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, just behind the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, along with color analyst Matt DeRazio, sideline reporter Chris Solwecki. Our producer is Aaron Cassidy. I'm Marty Banner. We're so happy to have you with us here tonight. It has been a game of domination by Olentangy Orange, leading Cincinnati St. Xavier 28-7. Matt DeRazio, I don't know that people, well, maybe they will be surprised at the way Orange is winning this game. Maybe not surprised that they are winning it, but it's the way they're winning it, I think, will get a lot of people's attention right now.
Yeah, ball control, running the football. Obviously, Levi Davis has made some plays with his arm for sure, and Walker is a threat, you know, in the passing game, but the ball control has really blown my mind in terms of the way they're, I mean, we're getting the stats right now. I mean, time of possession's got to be super lopsided. 23 minutes for Orange, 12 minutes for St. X. So obviously they've held the ball quite a bit more, and to me it's just they've dominated in that line of scrimmage.
And they have almost doubled St. X in the number of plays run in this game. Olentangy's run 52 plays, while the Bombers have run just 27 to this juncture. Some lengthy drives. Again, that drive to open the second half was almost 6 minutes long.
I don't know if you said this, but 17 first downs for Orange to 6. You may have said that, and I wasn't listening to you, so that's nothing new.
Oh, goodness. Orange with the football. We switch sides. They're at the St. X 35-yard line. They hand it off again, the 22nd carry of the night for Lucas Fickle on 3rd down and 4. And he needed to get to the Bombers' 30-yard line, and he got to the 33. It's a gain of 1. So a 4th down call coming here for Wes Schrader. We'll see what his mindset is. He's going to leave his offense on the field here. They'll put 3 wides to the far side. And Ruling is the lone wide to the near side. Lucas Fickle entered the night with 1,947 yards. He's got 82 so far. Levi Davis rushing 1,018 yards. He has 85 on the night. Fickle up to the left. Here's the snap back to Davis, rolling to the near side on 4th down and 3. He's angling towards the marker, has it, and slides out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It is good enough for a 1st down.
And this is where, I mean, you got swag and confidence and leadership in Levi Davis, and also awareness. Don't go out of bounds, slide down, keep the clock running. I think that's what he's thinking. There's no need to run about because of the way they're controlling the clock. Now, I don't know if they... Oh, they called holding.
There was a holding call, yeah, flag thrown back behind. It was a late flag.
Real late. He might have fallen out of his pocket on accident, and he looked back and said, well, you know what, let's find something for that.
I don't know if it's really late. I mean, it's only 9:42 right now.
Okay. Oh, no. We've got some shirts that are not on anyone. This is the motivation here for the St. X crowd. I like it.
This will move the ball back to the 43, so it becomes a 4th and 13. And the Pioneers will leave the offense on the field. And we'll see if Davis does a quick kick, and that's what they're going to do. Gets off a low kick, a knuckleball with his left foot. That will bounce inside the 10 and will wobble to a halt at the 8-yard line. So all in all, it worked out for Orange in that regard. They pinned St. Xavier deep. Bombers will have the football, 1st down and 10 at their own 8-yard line. 11:02 to go in a game that St. X trails by the score of 28-7.
And I just got a little note here from our genius producer, Aaron Cassidy. 5 red zone trips for OLTG Orange, scored on 4. Guess how many St. X has? 0. Now they did have a long run. Britt took it from deep, but I'm telling you what, that's a nice stat there. Some smart people in this room, and I'm definitely not pointing at myself.
St. X with the football from right to left at the near side hash at the 8. Little toss sweep to the far side. Here's Britt. Stutter steps, tries to get through the hole, but will not be able to get out of the grasp of a number of Olentangy Orange defenders. Chase Martin, a 5'10", 225-pound defensive lineman, was able to slow down Britt and allow help to arrive. And again, not the biggest defense in the world. I mean, you look at it, I mean, your down linemen, your front 3 are 205, 240, 240. But they are fast, athletic, and they get to the ball in a hurry. Play lost a yard. 2nd down and 11. Ball's back at the 7. Fry back to throw. Delivers far side. The pass is caught and stretching out near the 1st down after making the catch for St. X was Logan Von Hall. And it is good enough for a 1st down out to the 18-yard line. So Jackson Fry with the completion is 12th of the night. And for the Bombers, their 7th 1st down.
And there's, I know it's not no huddle time, but it's certainly in and out of the huddle as quickly as possible time.
Zane Konzak was on coverage and made the stop. Empty backfield, Fry to throw. Protection starts to break down. Fry's dancing around in the backfield, rolling to the far side of the field. Is hit and thrown down right at the line of scrimmage as he tried to get upfield. Brendan Kessler was not going to let him wiggle free. Grabbed him around the waist with those 2 big arms and brought him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And here's what's happening. Initial read covered, second read covered. A little bit of time protections there, but once you're trying to get to 3rd and 4th options, it becomes difficult to scan the field.
Steve Speck said earlier in the week that the Pioneers defense jumps off the screen. They're incredibly sound, and we're seeing that here in this game tonight. Again, empty backfield for the quarterback Fry. He'll fire to the right side. The pass is caught by Britt, and again, a good open field tackle over there as Aiden Scott, the linebacker, drifted over in coverage and was able to wrap up Jake Britton throwing down. The play picks up to the 20-yard line. It's just a gain of 2. And check out to the 21. It was interesting because the one official on the far side was lined up at the 21, and the other official on the near side spotted the ball at the 20. So they agreed that it should be at the 21. It's still 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Ball is at their own 21. Near side is where Fry is looking to throw. The right-handed quarterback will put the ball on his right side, run upfield to the 25-yard line, and angle out of bounds in front of his bench for a first down. At the 28, it's a pickup of 8.
And the one thing he did there was not open, run. Quick decision, use his legs. He's athletic enough. I think at times he's trying to extend the play and try to find 3 and 4, and by then he could have made the decision to go. So that right there is a good sign for St. X.
8:40 left in the game. Olentangy Orange leads again, 28-7. First down and 10 for X at their own 28-yard line. Pass is tipped as Fry went back to throw, and it falls incomplete. Might have been Brennan Kessler, linebacker, got a hand on that pass. That stops the clock with 8:35 left to play. Steve Speck said that Jackson Fry really settled in as the year increased for the Bombers, having to learn an entire new system. Still, despite some of the struggles tonight, had a great year. 25 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions, and he's on the go on the run. Out to the 40-45-yard line into Olentangy Orange territory before a quartet of Pioneers were able to grab him and throw him down at the 48-yard line. It's a first down for St. X. Best run of the night for Jackson Fry, and a first down for St. X.
And a design, quarterback draw there with a lead blocker. And I knew he was athletic, but that's a nice run there. He made a few guys miss, lowered his shoulder, got a couple extra.
24 yards. One thing for sure, we know his dad couldn't do that when he played.
Don't let him hear you say that.
Oh, he knows I'll say things like that to him. First down and 10. Fry play fake, goes back to throw. Looking right, now comes back to the left, where the pass is caught by Britt. 45-yard line, and stumbles inside the 45 down to the Pioneers' 43-yard line to pick up the 5.
Now they're getting into at least a little bit of a sugar huddle here. Nope, they're going to huddle up. I thought they were going to start to speed things up, get on the line, and run some plays as that clock's ticking, because they're driving, but they've got to start getting plays off a little quicker.
We're to the 7:35 mark of the 4th quarter, and they're down 3 scores. Jake Britt off to the right of Fry, who's looking to the right side, will air it out to the far side, has a receiver, and the pass is tipped away. Getting back on coverage that time for Olentangy Orange. Hustling back there was Cameron Robinson, the linebacker. The receiver was open, but Robinson did a nice job of making up some ground. They were trying to get the ball into the hands of Alex McClatchy.
Yeah, it was a wheel route from the inside receiver, and you saw the ball was thrown on a line and defended well, but you saw Jackson Fry right afterwards hitting himself in the helmet thinking, I probably should have put some air on that thing, let him run underneath it, because to your point, Marty, he was open. The design was well, execution was well, the throw just not the right spot.
They're down at 5 for St. X from the Orange 43. Here is Fry again on the run. 40-yard line, spins inside the 40 and picks up the first down as he gets to the 36-yard line. A pickup of 7 and another first down, but the clock continuing to spin right now. 7:10 to go in the game.
Still huddling. Precious time. Calling them in, signaling them in, but once again, 3 scores down, you got to find a way to go quickly.
This is a St. X team that knows something about coming from behind. They trailed Elder 34-21 in the second half of that big game at Paycor Stadium a couple of weeks back, but that was in the 3rd quarter where you had a little more time to work with. Here's Fry to throw far side. Pass is caught by Britt. Gets past the defender, turns into the 35 to the 30-yard line, and is brought down. It is shy of the first down. There was a lot of air under that throw to the far side of the field, where Britt made the catch and started to move up. His knee down at the 31. It ends up being a gain of 6. So it's a second down ball.
Believe it or not, on a throw like that really shows Fry's arm strength. That's a long throw on a line, but well done.
6:22 to go in the game. St. Xavier with the ball at the Orange 31-yard line. Back to throw again, Fry looking to the near side of the field, and this pass is way incomplete. the intended receiver in the general area, and by that I mean in the 330 area code, was Logan Von Hull. Other than that ball was way behind him.
And honestly, it doesn't hurt. I mean, it looked like not on the same page there with your receiver. Thought you were going to break off. He keeps going. You throw it. Just a long incompletion. At least the clock stops at this point. The huddling that they continue to do is not so painful as it has been when the clock is running.
Third down and 5. Bombers 5 of 9 on third down tonight. Olentangy Orange on top, 28-7. Waist high snap. Fry takes, and he's going to run again. Into the 30-yard line, to the 30, and ahead to the 29, to the 28 goes Jackson Fry. A pickup of 3 yards. And suddenly, St. Xavier facing another fourth down. This is a fourth and short. There will be a 4th and 2 call. The ball's at the Pioneer 28-yard line. But we're now under the 6-minute mark of quarter number 4.
And this Orange defense is thinking, we don't want to let them in the red zone. We haven't let them in all night. Let's not let them in now.
First time they have tried to convert on 4th down in this game. Trade off to the left of Fry. McClatchy in motion to the far, now comes back to the near side. Fry takes the snap and roll, is being chased, fires ahead, and the pass is caught by McClatchy, a leaping grab, and then when he comes down, he tumbles out of bounds at the 25. It's a gain of enough for a first down, a gain of 3.
Great catch by McClatchy. You got to throw it for Fry. It's a good spot, actually, on the replay. As I see it, I mean, it's a nice ball, but a nice catch in a critical situation. Huge conversion.
A catch by McClatchy. That was his second of the night. Britt leads the way with 7 catches. Fry tonight, 16 of 26. That got him over 100 yards passing. First and 10, the ball at the Orange 25-yard line. They scrimmage at the near side hash from our right to left. Again, Fry looking to throw. Again, has some time in the pocket. But again, there's no one to throw the football to. He's going to take the football and run to the far side, motion for guys to run towards the end zone. Heaves the football that way, and the pass is incomplete, and a penalty flag comes down in the end zone. Back in the end zone, the intended receiver was Logan Von Hull. And penalty flags come in. There was just nobody to throw the football to, and Fry, Matt, was doing the best he could to tell guys to start running towards the end zone. He's going to heave it that way.
Yeah, it was a combination of good protection and great coverage.
Pass interference. The defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. First down.
So the Bombers get bailed out on the pass interference call against Zane Konzak. So half the distance moves the ball to the Olentangy Orange 12-yard line.
And Marty, you talked about this defense. I mean, they are in the right spots. There were no holes, and it finally turned into backyard football. Just take off and scramble drill, and good for Fry to make a play, try to make something happen. They got the penalty.
Ball's at the Orange 12-yard line. 5:09 to go in the game. Again, it's still a 3-score lead for the Pioneers at 28-7. Fry to throw. Has a man open, touchdown in the end zone. Good throw right there by Jackson Fry as he connects with Aiden Newdigate for the score. From 12 yards out, easy route right there. Newdigate was open, and Fry hitting right in stride into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Xavier.
That's a nice play. I mean, the timing's perfect. Right off the helmet of the defender, before the safety, right in the hole. Read well, thrown well. A touchdown that St. X definitely needed.
For Jackson Fry, the touchdown pass is 26th of the season. Owen Davidson for the extra point. Third TD reception for Newdigate. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:03 to play in the game. It's still a 2-score lead for Olentangy Orange after the touchdown pass from Jackson Fry to Aiden Newdigate. 28-14, Olentangy Orange leads Cincinnati St. Xavier. We'll take a timeout. We'll pause for these messages from the OHSAA. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Hey, Ohio, not every injury happens on the field. Car wrecks, hospital mistakes, slip and falls. When you're hurt, you need more than a quick sub off the bench. You need America's largest injury law firm. There's a reason Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 lawyers and 100 offices nationwide. A reason we've recovered more than $30 billion for people just like you. And a reason we never charge a dime unless we win. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of Ohio High School Athletics. Injured? Just dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
them. Yes! Big money bet right there.
Dad, what's a big money bet? Can I do it?
Well, sweetie, betting is risky, so it's only for adults.
But I want to win money too.
I won this time, but I don't always win. That's why it's called gambling. And it's not for kids, okay?
Okay.
Let's just watch the game.
Youth who gamble are 4 times more likely to experience a gambling disorder as an adult. Be aware, check for risks, guide their choices, help prevent youth gambling. Visit ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
This is Archie Griffin, and you're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
.5:03 to play in the game. Cincinnati St. Xavier on the touchdown pass from Jackson Fry to Andrew Newdigate. They capped off a 15-play, 92-yard drive that ate up 5 minutes and 59 seconds to make the score now 28-14. Before the Bombers kick the football away or onside kick the football away, we'll see what happens. Let's pause 10 seconds to let stations identify themselves. This is the OHSAA Radio Network.
This is the radio home of the best high school sports in Youngstown. We are Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station.
I mean, as we were kind of discussing off air there, I think you have to, unless you think you can kick it. You got 3 timeouts and get the ball back, maybe a 3 and out, but I would try to steal as many possessions as I possibly can, this being one of them. Why not onside kick it?
And I think Orange is guessing right along. They've got what you would think would be their hands team. MC Walker's up along the front line. Trayton Schrader is there. Levi Davis is even on the field as one of the cover guys. Davidson gives way, and here comes the onside kick to the near side. Big high-bounding kick that is fielded by Orange, as catching that ball in a couple of hops and then tumbling down was Kobe Luling, a backup defensive back, a 6'2 sophomore. And they got what they wanted on that kick. He did exactly what you would hope it would do. Took a couple of big bounces and went straight up into the air. But Luling was able to drift back and field it and go down at the 39. And Orange will get their offense back onto the field. I mean, you had to do that because there's a danger here with the way that Orange is running the football. If you're saying X, you may not see the ball again.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy with it. I've always wondered, too, the surprise onside straight ahead with people. Sometimes maybe that's more effective because you can play the bounce, you can see it. And to your point, hands teams out there. Those were the best hands in the state of Ohio that were all out there ready to take to field that onside kick.
Ball's at the 39 for Orange, their own 39-yard line. 5:02 to go in the Division I title game. Orange leads 28-14. Levi Davis takes a snap and hands off, and here goes Fickle into St. Xavier territory and is knocked down after a gain to the 47-yard line. It's a first down for the Pioneers as he speeds for 14 yards. And for Lucas Fickle, the 14-yard gain gets him to within 3 of 100 on the night. He is now at 97 yards on 23 carries.
He just looks smooth. And once again, you got to comment and compliment the offensive line. They are just doing a fantastic job controlling this running game and honestly the pass game as well.
And as we were referencing earlier, only 2 other running backs this season have crossed the 100-yard mark against this St. X defense. Davis hands off Fickle to the left side, and he gets to the 46, a gain of 1. Fickle in the semifinal win over St. Edward, 106 yards on 28 carries, had a touchdown. Steve Speck will use the timeout with 4:17 left. In their semifinal victory over Pickering and Central, Fickle carried the ball 23 times for 175 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Wes Schrader described him as a downhill physical runner. And we have seen evidence that backs up that description of Lucas Fickell tonight, Matt.
I'm just trying to figure out what's not to like. 6 foot, 215, holds on to the football, runs hard, finishes, the runs when he's getting hit, falling forward. I mean, there's just a ton to like about him, and he's proven tonight. I'd be shocked if he doesn't get 100. What is he, a couple yards short, you said?
98, 24 carries for 98 yards.
Well, we'll see here. And honestly, they're 2 first downs away from this thing being over, especially if St. X is going to use their timeouts, which obviously they are on this set of downs, but only got 2 left.
And the balance they're showing on offense, too, right now. 177 through the air, 183 on the ground tonight for Olentangy Orange. 360 grand total of total offense in this game. Chris Solwecki's been patrolling the sidelines for us tonight. And Chris, I think a lot of us coming into this game were very interested to see how Orange would bounce back after beating St. Edward last week, and that certainly didn't stick with them, did it?
Well, no, they saw it as a springboard and a catalyst instead of something to maybe celebrate a little prematurely, and they've come out tonight with no expectations except to play the best football game, and that's what they've done.
And there goes Fickell, 40, 35, 30 far side, 25-yard line, and is knocked down at the last moment over the 100-yard mark. He carries to the St. Xavier 24-yard line, a gain of 22. First down, Olentangy Orange, and just like that, he sprints for a first down.
Well, over 100, looking good. We talked about how he runs downhill. Coach Trader loves that as well. Another set of fresh downs here with the clock running. Orange in complete control.
Under 4 minutes to go in the game, 3:55. And it's worth repeating when you look at what that Olentangy district has done in the last 3 to 4 years in just about every sport that the OHSAA offers. There's an Olentangy team that is either competing for or winning a title. Here's Davis taking the direct snap, angling towards the near side, steps inside the 25, and moves inside the 20. The ball comes free, but as everything else tonight, it goes Olentangy Orange's way, as hustling over to fall on the football was one of the offensive linemen, Anthony Barbarula, 6'8", 245-pound senior with a long way down to the field to fall on that ball, but he did.
He sure did. And to your point, it feels like X didn't even know. The ball was just kind of rolling around. They were thinking, oh, my gosh, we almost gave up another first down. They didn't even know they created a potential turnover, but Orange jumps on it and milking some more clock here.
It was a gain of 8 to the 16.
Marty, back to your point about the district, I mean, it is really true. Name the sport. They're competing at the highest level.
Fickell up to the left of Davis, who takes the snap and gives off to Fickell to the 15-yard line. The first down marker's at the 14. And it is shy of the first down. We're going to get another timeout by St. Xavier with 2:34 to go in the game. And you look back over the recent years, of course, Liberty winning the state title last year in football. Olentangy's baseball team won the state championship in Division I back when it was much, much warmer here in this part of the state of Ohio. In Akron, Orange won the state basketball championship. The boys and girls lacrosse teams at Liberty have won state championships in recent years. It is just remarkable what that district has done, and I guess there's word there's going to be another high school coming within the next 4 to 5 years in that district.
Yeah.
So get ready for that. It's just a remarkable run there. Again, the OHSAA Radio Network, we're proud to have many, many stations across the great state of Ohio with us, including in Ironton, WIRO 106.7, in Jackson, Ohio, WYPC 105.3, in Oberlin, WOBL 107.7 FM, Toledo, WQQO HD2 100.7. They are the ticket. Great to have those folks with us. And also tonight, Youngstown's WBBWAN 1240. Always good to have all of you folks with us. We're glad you're a part of the OHSAA Radio Network. 2:34 to play in this one. Olentangy Orange leading Cincinnati St. Xavier 28-14. Game was tied at 7 in the first half. And then Orange went back-to-back to increase the lead to 21-7. Increased it to 28-7 in the third quarter. St. Xavier on the board with a fourth quarter touchdown. And Olentangy Orange trying to throw the knockout punch here. Here's Lucas Fickle diving ahead for the first down on the handoff from Davis. Gets to the 14-yard line. It's a first down. Fickle now 123 yards tonight, 27 carries. First down and 10 as we roll towards the 2-minute mark. Ball at the St. Xavier 14-yard line, and again, they're just milking as much of the clock as they can. Play clock's at 4, and Levi Davis will look back at the play clock, and they will burn a timeout and stop the clock with 1:54 left in the game.
Timeout. Olentangy. That's the first of the half.
And the success that the St. Xavier program has had is certainly not to be overlooked as well. State champions 4 times, state semifinalists 9 times, entered tonight's game with 61 all-time playoff wins. The Bombers were state runners-up in 2001, 1998, 1992. It is a proud program that plays. Matt referenced it a little bit earlier. When you talk about tough conferences in this state, the GCL, there are only 4 schools in it, in that part of the GCL, that contend for the football championship. But I mean, if you're able to navigate your way through Elder, Moeller, and LaSalle, more power to you. And even though they didn't win the GCL South this year, they're still, that is one of the big reasons why they're playing here tonight, because of playing in that type of league.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking, I'm thinking about their banquet. Well, we got 3rd in the league, but we got 2nd in the state. It's just an interesting dynamic, and it makes you prepared for this exact situation.
Well, and you hear that said a lot, too, certainly about those teams that play in the Midwest Athletic Conference as well, too. Your Coldwaters, your Marion Locals. We'll see St. Henry tomorrow morning. Some of those people say winning the league is tougher than winning the state. Handoff goes Fickle into the middle to the 11. And gains 3 as we go to 1:45 left. So Olentangy Orange, with the clock rolling, 95 seconds left, they are going to capture the school's first football championship and run the table this year. The number 1 seed in Region 3 of Division 1. They won the OCC Central Division, and they are 80 seconds away from winning a state championship in football. After winning the basketball title back in March in Dayton, that trophy case is going to need a whole nother level now. Davis puts Fickle up to his left, hands off. Fickle turns his back and moves inside the 10 to the 9. The Orange fans roaring in approval in the background. And that will do it. St. X will use their last timeout.
Really, from start to finish, it's been all Orange. I'm wondering how they were going to handle the moment, the big stage. As Coach Schrader said, maybe even a better team last year, or as good a football team. But trying to get out of their region was tough, and Liberty ends up pulling it off. And this year, they come out, like I mentioned, start to finish, and they're taking the trophy back to Olentangy.
Game started with St. Xavier with the football, and Jackson Fry threw an interception. Olentangy Orange was unable, though, to capitalize on that first mistake of the game. And after that, though, got the football back, able to get a touchdown pass or a 2-yard touchdown run by Levi Davis. 6 seconds into the second quarter, St. Xavier would rally to tie it when Jake Britt ran the ball in from 39 yards out to level the game at 7. But then 3 straight scoring possessions by Olentangy Orange. MC Walker, a 4-yard touchdown reception. Lucas Fickle, a 15-yard touchdown reception. And then Lucas Fickle with a 4-yard run. And it was 28-7. St. Xavier got a score on the touchdown pass from Fry to Newdigate. But St. Xavier unable to slow down this Olentangy Orange ground attack. Lucas Fickle with the carry. Gets to the 6-yard line with the clock rolling, 43 seconds left. It was interesting, too. This is, of course, the first year of the change in the number of teams per region. Orange, one of the teams that got a bye in the first round, didn't really seem to affect them at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. In fact, probably some of the school teams maybe needed it. I mean, you know,
right.
Hey, we just went 10-0 in a tough conference. Let's take a week off.
They had to beat their district rivals Liberty twice in the span of 3 weeks. They did that. 8 seconds left. Olentangy Orange will win the Division I state championship and do it in impressive fashion here tonight at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. One more timeout has been called. Pioneer faithful, far side of the field, made their way up from Central Ohio and will celebrate the school's first football championship. Levi Davis, a finalist for Ohio's Mr. Football, which was won by Grady Kinsey from Indian Valley. Had a chance to see him walking around the press box last night carrying the Mr. Football trophy. And to say he was happy would be a vast understatement.
And rightfully so. Imagine that, being named the best football player in the state that's so strong and from top to bottom.
To be in that company of some greats who have won that award. Tonight, though, Olentangy Orange showed why they are the best team in the state of Ohio. A dominating performance 2 weeks in a row over 2 of the state's brand names in high school football. And none of that mattered to Olentangy Orange. Last week beating Lakewood St. Edward. And they did a great job against Brandon White, who put some remarkable running numbers together. That defense, they helped Brandon White to just 50 yards last week on 21 carries. He's a young man who ran for 1,800 yards this season as they shut out St. Edward, the first time St. Ed had been shut out since the 2008 campaign. One more snap. Lucas Fickle takes the football, gets inside the 5 to the 3, and that will do it. Olentangy Orange. The celebration begins as the Pioneers win the state championship. And tonight they do it in impressive fashion. Olentangy Orange blazes a trail to the state championship. The Pioneers win it by the score of 28-14 over Cincinnati St. Xavier. .403 yards of total offense to 192. If you want a definition of domination, there you go.
No doubt about it. In every phase, at every position, we're in complete control of the game. Had the confidence, never even budged for 1 second, and they got the big 28-14 win.
Post-game celebration, interviews, and the awarding of trophies to come. Again, Olentangy Orange beats Cincinnati St. Xavier 28-14 in the Division I state title game. Let's pause for these messages from the OHSAA. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Here's to the ones who put in the work, the no days off, rise and grind warriors who live by the oath of my body is my temple. And when their temple needs to rebuild after a long workout, athletes of all types choose low-fat chocolate milk. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. Chocolate milk turns Motivation Monday into Flex Friday. Crush your goals with the help of a real recovery drink. Try it for yourself. Built with chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
EA Graphics is the official state tournament merchandise partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. EA Graphics is on-site at OHSAA tournament contests with t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and many other apparel items. And it doesn't end when the tournament is over. Check out OHSAA tournament merchandise online at shopohsaa.com. That's shopohsaa.com. EA Graphics and the OHSAA wear a piece of history.
Former Ohio State and NFL quarterback Bobby Hoy.
Growing up in Ohio, the lessons I learned through sports not only helped take me to the Ohio State University and the NFL, but they also apply every day in my career after sports. Lessons that build character, discipline, sportsmanship, and teamwork are what remain long after your playing days are over. Through interscholastic athletics, OHSAA member schools help kids build a foundation for a lifetime of success.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. School sports aren't just extracurricular. They are extra important. Find out more at ohsaa.org.
28-14 again, the final tonight. Olentangy Orange beats Cincinnati St. Xavier to win the Division I championship. We're moments away from the presentations of trophies and awards. Down to the field now. Here's Chris Solwecki.
Here with the quarterback for Olentangy Orange, Levi, young man, congratulations on the championship.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All glory to God.
Talk to me a little bit about the journey from beginning to now, how it's gone and how it feels to have culminated.
You know, starting the summer, you feel like you can do a lot of big things when you see the roster that we have. And everything up through this season, it's been a toss-up in the air, whether we're good enough to go to this point, whether we're a real team in Ohio. We've answered questions all year, and we continue to do this through this game. I give all thanks to the Lord and Savior.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Chris, thank you. Here's Doug Ute presenting the runner-up trophy to the Bombers of Cincinnati St. Xavier.
To present the Division I state runner-up trophy.
Coach Speck, as a graduate of St. X, been here 36 years. You built one of the best football programs in the state of Ohio. And earlier this week, you talked about your seniors carry your team, how it's your program, but it's their team, and how they've owned it, and how they've owned this process throughout the year. You've gotten better. You lost 2 games in the regular season. Regional semifinals, you beat Moeller, who you lost to in the regular season. The next week, you beat Elder, who you lost to in the regular season, in front of 23,000 people in Cincinnati. You brought this program back to the state semifinals for its 9th time. This game for its 8th time in school history. I'm joined by Mr. Tom Merle, Athletic Administrator at Marymount High School and a member of our Board of Directors. And on behalf of our board, our member schools, and the staff at the OHSAA, it's our pleasure to present to you the team from St. X, the state 2024 state runner-up trophy. Congratulations.
And now coming up in moments, the presentation of the 2025 Division I state championship trophy to the Pioneers of Olentangy Orange. Our halftime guest, Tim Street, will be doing those honors here momentarily.
Let's have another round of applause.
And again, congratulations to Cincinnati St. Xavier for a tremendous season for the Bombers.
Xavier High School.
Falling tonight 28-14 to Olentangy Orange. And again, Tim Street is at the midfield stripe, and he will be presenting Olentangy Orange with the Division I state championship trophy. Team photos still being taken right now. The Pioneers gathering in to get their team photo taken. They finished 15-0.
Once again, direct your attention to midfield.
Olentangy Orange. St. Xavier finishes 11-3. Now back down to the midfield stripe.
It's the Pioneers from Olentangy Orange High School. Joining OHSAA Director Tim Street is OHSAA Board President Walt Skaggs to present the Division I State Championship Trophy.
Orange High School opened in 2008, and since then, you've always had the best damn band in the state of Ohio. And now you have the best damn team in the state of Ohio. Olentangy Local School District, your 4 high schools. In the past couple years, you've won state championships in ice hockey, lacrosse, baseball, your team in basketball, and now 2 years in a row, Olentangy Local School District Division I football state champions. Coach Schrader, just your second year in this program, you've built the foundation, the culture, 15-0. And now the first Division I football state championship in Orange High School history. This is Walt Skaggs, OHSAA Board of Directors President. It's my honor, on behalf of our member schools, board, and staff, to give the Division I 2025 trophy to Olentangy Orange.
Tim Street presenting the trophy to Olentangy Orange, and he was running down that resume for that district, and it is certainly impressive. And a great show of sportsmanship by Cincinnati St. Xavier. The Bombers stay right on the field and watch the awarding of the state championship trophy. Again, the final, Olentangy Orange 28, Cincinnati St. Xavier 14. Let's pause for these messages from your local station. You are listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
Health Action Council is a member-driven, not-for-profit organization that provides employers with best practices for a healthy workforce through leadership, innovative services, and collaboration. Health Action Council works with employers to improve the quality, cost, and value of healthcare. The Ohio High School Athletic Association and Health Action Council invite all Ohio schools to join us for the Healthy Kids Step It Up Challenge. Find out details at healthykidsgo.org.
Hi, I'm Anthony Munoz. I didn't make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame by letting drugs and alcohol affect my ability to play. I brought my A game every time, and that's what you should do when sharing the road. That means never getting behind the wheel under the influence and wearing your seatbelt, because it's always the best defense against a drunk driver. So whether you're driving around town or to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, never let impaired driving take you out of the game.
Say hello. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety.
Jim Lachey, Ohio State football All-American and NFL Super Bowl champion on Achievement.
Hi, I'm Jim Lachey. Studies show that students who play school sports tend to have better attendance records, higher grade point average, fewer discipline problems, and are more likely to pursue a college education. High school sports also teaches leadership, character, and provide the foundation for becoming a good citizen. Let's respect the game, and remember to always keep the student first and student athlete.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Thanks to Morgan & Morgan, proud supporter of Ohio High School sports. Thank them for sponsoring this year's Most Valuable Player Award.
Levi Davis of Olentangy Orange just presented with the Most Valuable Player Award in this evening's game. And what's very interesting about that young man, of course, bound to play at Ohio University, He was a member of the state-winning Olentangy Orange basketball team last spring and on the state championships, or the state track and field champions as well, too. But he won't get a chance to return and repeat those because he's enrolling early in Athens to start his collegiate days. Down to the field, and Chris Solwecki.
Coach, got a lot of people to talk to. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's I don't know. It's a special moment in Orange history. It's a special moment in my life and my family and this team. It's you can't take 15-0 away from us. That's 15-0 is forever.
15-0 is forever. It's only your second year coaching here. How have you been able to microwave this kind of success?
It's the kids, man. We have phenomenal kids. We know that in Olentangy schools. You see all of our teams. All of our schools have great kids and great families.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another round
keep
of
winning. I think people are going to, when they hear the name Olentangy now, they're going to start to think twice.
Did you even feel the Gatorade bath when it hit you?
Honestly, I thought that. I was like, I don't even. It felt like nothing. I didn't even feel it. I'm not cold at all right now. It should be, but no.
Talk about your offense a little bit, because it seemed like in the second half you made some significant adjustments, not because you weren't doing a great job in the first half, but because you wanted to slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah, we've been a pretty good second half team all year, so we love those guys. We love playing second half. We love compete. We love playing until there's zeros, and our kids did.
Congratulations on 15-0. Congratulations on a state championship.
Thank you.
Forward to having you as our guest at future events.
Chris, thank you very much. Wes Schrader, the head coach at Olentangy Orange. And that's what's, I think, very interesting as well, too, Matt. We've referenced it a couple of times, the success that district has had. But even though this is their night, he was quick to point out, hey, people hear the name Olentangy now, they're taking it seriously.
Yeah, and also thinking about maybe, even though there's not many non-conference schedules, maybe you want to leave them off and see if you can get them in the postseason, because they are such a tough out.
Impressive performance tonight again by Orange. They chalk up 403 yards of total offense, 177 through the air, 226 on the ground. Lucas Fickle, 31 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown. The game's most valuable player award goes to Levi Davis. He had 14 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown, and was 10 of 18 passing for $177 and a couple of scores. MC Walker had 5 catches, all in the first half, by the way, for 123 yards, as they went back to the ground game in half number 2 and just gashed St. Xavier through that second half. Jackson Fry, 17 of 27 for St. X, 114 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Jake Britt had 4 carries for 45 yards. And I really think, I don't know if it would have made an enormous difference in the way this game played itself out, Matt DeRazio, but not having Daniel Vollmer on the field, I think, really hurt St. X's offense.
Yeah, and honestly, part of winning this championship, I mean, there's health is involved, a little bit of luck and nice and good bounces. So, Marty, I agree with your point there. And, you make it this far, you've got lots of talent, but certainly when you lose one of your best players, it can be difficult to overcome.
And once again, the final tonight, Olentangy Orange wins it by the count of 28-14 over Cincinnati St. Xavier. This broadcast is a presentation of the OHSAA radio network. Any commercial use, retransmission, or distribution without the express written consent of the OHSAA is strictly prohibited. In other words, do not do it. The announcers and production staff for this game were selected by the OHSAA. Satellite distribution is provided by Skyview Networks. For more information, you can log on to the OHSAA radio network at www.ohsaa.org. Mr. DeRazio, pleasure tonight, my friend. Good job.
Yeah, tons of fun.
Chris Solwecki, outstanding work on the sidelines as always. And we appreciate all your efforts tonight as well, too. Aaron Cassidy, our producer, we thank him as well, too. Once again, our final score in this Division I football state championship game, Olentangy Orange beats Cincinnati St. Xavier 28-14. Tune back into the OHSAA radio network tomorrow bright and early at 10:10 for the Division VII title game between Jeromesville, Hillsdale, and St. Henry, with the kick set for 10:30. On behalf of OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute, Radio Network Executive Producer Tim Street, and our on-site producers, the Marathon Man, Ryan Baker and Aaron Cassidy, and my broadcast partners, Matt DeRazio and Chris Solwecki, this is Marty Bannister saying congratulations to Olentangy Orange, your Division I state champions. The preceding broadcast has been a presentation of the OHSAA Radio Network, which is fueled by chocolate milk.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Landscape is not because the players all of a sudden demanded NIL money. It's because for a long time, the NCAA denied players the right to make any money, even tending bar if it had something to do with being on the college football team, because the NCAA wanted all the sponsorship and licensing revenues to go to them and none of it to go to the athletes. So really what NIL is doing is